close. Let's have a look.
Muggleton just has to cross over this crest. He will cross the line and will win the championship.
Hello, race fans, and welcome to the V8 Supercar America Series presented by V8 Online. I'm J.D. Smith, and with me tonight to call all the race action will be Kane Kraft, and we have a special guest tonight to join us as well, Jake Burton, with us, and we're happy to head out for the first time, guys, in our history in the Americas to Monza. And guys, I am stoked. How are y'all doing tonight?
Really good, JD. I think we're in for an awesome race tonight. A special track, special place, and lots of high-speed action.
Yes, 26 laps. Kane, what are you thinking about the race tonight, buddy?
I can tell you it's going to be an exciting race. Watching these guys practice all week and how fast they're going. These guys are flying 147s, mid 147s. It's just crazy. I'm anxious to see this qualifying, see what we get for a qualifying result here coming into the race session, because it's going to be awesome. You know, last week was so intense. We had right off the bat we had Marlon and Corey get into it, and Marlon went off the track and had to work hard to get back up to the front all race long. So we had action from Marlon trying to make his way through the field, had action just up at the front with the guys battling until the leader got kind of far away there. But all through the track, great racing. Today is even going to be better than that.
Well, that's really claiming something there. It was really a well of a race last week at Donington, one of the other newer tracks on the simulator. Today we come out to the brand new Monza, or as some would say, Autodromo Nazionale, whatever, Monza. So we just say Monza for short, but a legendary Italian track, lots of big history here. And a lot of the guys had some concern when this track was announced that it was going to be released and be on the V8 schedule. Some guys, I believe, had some concerns with some of the hard chicanes here in the long straightaways. But I believe after testing and after the guys actually got the cars out on the track, I think they actually changed the way they felt about it. I've heard nothing but positive outcomes from this track, and I am so excited. The anticipation has been building up ever since the announcement of this track on the schedule this year. So guys, this is the third week in our season. We've already had 2 great weeks. With the addition to with the qualifying in front of the race, it has added so much more excitement to the race, and that's where we're about to take you live right now, is the qualifying as these guys get loosened up on the Monza.
Let's take a look as we come in here. Let's take a look at the championship points before we get started too far in here. Sean Kelly's in the lead. Marlon McMullen's in second. Chad Chastain. Phil Ritchie's, Martin Carroll, Corey Preston, Dale Nish, Rory Wyndham, Sanjay Dalali, Kevin Boalassa. Jim had it nailed. I struggled with that one. There you go. Matthew Russ Monroe, Victor Tanaka, Ethan Greg Galt, and Curtis Chipaway. Isaac DeFigueiredo, Bo Cattell, who I expect to raise up more in the championship points here today. He's really looking good here today. Ryan Shelton, Ian Ford, Michael Fulcher, Mike Budzing, Caleb Jordan, and Matthew Trotman round out the 25 in the points there.
Yeah, points still very early, so a lot of guys still have that opportunity to make up. 10 weeks will be remaining for them to put up some good scores. So no reason to worry just this early in the season. Got plenty of time to get things back on pace, but you really want to start that today. You don't want to get too far behind and get back up. You mentioned Bo Cattell, a guy that we know in the past has been able to put down some very, very impressive speeds at tracks, especially tracks like this. When we have long straightaways, guys can kind of work off of one another. I don't know what we're going to see today. I don't know what to expect. I just expect some fun. So I'm really looking forward to it. Jake, you have a little bit more driving experience. Tell us what the guys should be looking for or how this race is kind of going to pan out for us today.
Well, JD, you've got to approach a race like this very similar to how we approach tracks like Montreal, for example. You know, you've got your big curves, your long chicanes, and it's all about getting the flow of the lap right. So if you overshoot one of these chicanes, you're going to lose many seconds, as opposed to, for example, if we go racing at a track like Brands Hatch or Oran Park, for example, or if you run wide, you can sort of change your line and recover it. Whereas around this place, you've got one line, and if you don't stick to that line, especially through some of these chicane sections and the Lesmo corners and the Ascari corner, you're going to lose a lot of time. So it's all about just getting that consistency, finding that rhythm, and trying to bring the car through the field and just hit consistent times and find a rhythm.
Boy, you ain't wrong. There's a couple of those right-handers that you have to get not only the apex right, but you got to get the speed just right as well. And if you don't, it's going to carry you way wide, and even probably off into the goofballs. So getting the speed right as well as hitting the apex right, it's all really important into these turns.
All right, boys, sounds good as far as tactics go right now. Tactical things happening on the track. We do have some times right now. Our pole sitter, if things ended at the moment, would be Jared Filsell. Good to see Jared Filsell out on the track. He has a time of 1:47.6. Right now, that is best. Ethan Grigg-Galt currently the second fastest time with a 1:47.79. Now, all drivers have put times down except for 3. Will Lamb, Sanjin Dalalik, and Dale Nish, the only 3 without times that have been put in. So still got about 4 minutes left in this thing, and we'll see how it goes down. It's going to, each minute that passes, the intensity will go up, as starting positions, I believe, will be very big today. It's only a 26-lap race, guys. Lots of emphasis put on starting in track position.
That's it, JD, and I've had a little look through the field today, and the fastest I've seen anyone go was actually Jared with a 1:47.4 in practice, so I don't see anyone going much quicker than Jared at this stage. But one guy I'm looking at the moment, or 2 guys actually, is Sean Kelly and Curtis. So I can guarantee they're not going to be happy with their current times, so you can expect Sean to be under some serious pressure in the latter stages of this qualifying session.
Oh, you have to believe so. And how good did Sean Kelly look last week, obviously? And, he's going to want to come out swinging and make it 2 weeks in a row. He was really excited when we got through talking with him last week at post-race. And I believe he's going to show up something big for us today. I'm excited to see what Sean Kelly has in store.
Well, I haven't watched a lot of the practice results and everything. I could say that Sean's kind of struggled a little bit here so far. So hopefully gets it figured out here in the remaining couple laps and gets a good lap put in. 8th place starting position is not what Sean wants coming into this race.
Currently, Sean putting in a hot lap as we speak, and he has really got the car moving, but Kane Dryde, he's going to have to improve on that middle of the pack time that he's put down so far. Currently heading through a chicane. Really gets a lot of curb and actually gets some of the dust on the tires on exit, so a little bit too wide on exit. That may affect his time by a 10th or 2. Depends on how the rest of his lap has gone thus far.
I've been watching him so far, and Sean has actually, despite the fact he's run wide a couple of times, he's kept the car straight. And the thing that's going to slow you down on a track like this is the car breaking loose on the entry to corners, like locking up under brakes, and I've seen absolutely none of that from the attitude of Sean's car so far. So it's going to be really awesome if he can put these last couple corners together to see what kind of time he can do.
Yeah, he's got a really good pace, like you said, right now, and he's getting ready to come up on the latter part of the lap here. This is this final turn here, the famous, forget what they call it. It's like a carousel.
The Parabolica, JD.
There it is, Parabola. That's it. That's exactly what it's called, the Parabola turn. And there it is right there, folks. And here comes the number 4 TTR holding to the start-finish line. Let's see what kind of time we get from the number 4 machine, and he'll put in one position better, guys, a 1:48.3. That puts him 7th best right now. He needs to get a little bit higher. I'd like to see Sean try to get up near that top 5, guys. He's 2 spots shy right now.
I think that's going to be Sean John. Unfortunately, JD's got no time to get back to the pits, but we'll see what he can do on this last lap. But it's going to be a big race for him.
Hit 1:47.9. That's going to move him up into that 3rd spot. Bocatel coming around. He could definitely get up there into the neck. He can definitely gain some time here. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Bo Cattell in the Osram Holden. He's another one needed a good week this week to get out a little bit loose on exit, but still kept it together. Very nice way to keep that number 6 Holden in check. He has got this thing coming around, and it's going to be fun to see where he ends up. Like Kane said, currently 4th, and he really, really needs a big week here in week 3 of the Americas Series.
Another guy I'm just taking a look at now is Curtis. He's coming up the back straight towards the Ascari chicane. He's well down the field at the moment, so he'll be looking for a good lap this time.
Yeah, surprising names down at the bottom, of course, Chad Chastain and Curtis Chipaway 11th. The guys, we expect a little bit better times, and the official time is over, so only times that will count now are guys that are already on the started lap. You cannot start a new lap. The time has expired. They'll actually have just under 2 minutes now to get across the line if they want this time to count. So, all importance on that finish line. Here comes Bo Cattell. Right in front of him, Vail Riches, and Vail puts in a 148.5, not enough, and 147.7. Bo Cattell will be in second place, guys. He'll be on the outside of row 1, a big, big lap from the Osram Holden of Bo Cattell there.
Yeah, it's actually going to be bad news for Jared Filsell, is that inside that second place starting position is actually a little better. So it's going to give Bo Cattell a little better starting position than Jared, but Jared's got great pace. It's going to be a great race regardless.
It is. I'm watching Curtis Chipaway right now, who's booking it around this track, and be curious to see if he's able to try to get this lap to count. He's got to have to whip it around, and I believe he started the lap on time, so if that is the case, he's riding like it is a live flying lap, so we'll see what happens here. He's getting near the end now. But guys, I don't know, he's only got 29 seconds to get to the end. He's going to have to really, really move it.
I think he missed it, JD. I think he's just finishing out the lap for sake of a bit of practice.
I do too. I was about to say he won't make it because there's only 14 seconds. So guys, it's going to look like this. Jared Filsell on the pole, Bo Cattell on the outside, and you heard it from Kane, an advantage there from that second spot on the outside of row 1 as the guys grid. Ethan Grigg-Galt's another big-time name, has been a big up-and-comer, young guy, Ethan Grigg-Galt. Marlon McMullen is going to start 4th. Corey Preston 5th. Sam Sutton 6th. Sean Kelly is 7th. Vail Rich is 8th. Lee Day will be 9th. 10th will be Dale Niche. A good start in the top 10 for Dale. Curtis Chipaway 11th. Jason Dixon is 12th. 13th, Luis Rodriguez will start in 13th. 14th, Kevin Bualasa, and Chad Chastain 15th. 16th, Victor Tanaka. Will Lamb 17th, and that final spot on the grid will go to the number 17 of Sanjan Delalic. Guys, I'm ready to go racing at Monza.
It's going to be a hell of a race, JD. 26 laps around this 3.6 mile racetrack. It's a few guys down in the field, and of course we've got a bit of a fuel saver race tonight, so it's going to be really interesting to see how these guys do.
I'm excited to see how these guys do. Anytime you come to a track for the first time in a series, it's really big, and it's memorable. You always have the first guys to win, here or there, anywhere. Who will be the first America's driver to win the broadcast race at Monza? They will always be remembered as the first to win here, and so it makes it a special day regardless. And right now, you got to feel good if you're Jared Filsell with putting down that blistering pole time. Absolutely fantastic. Still got a moment, guys, before we get green, but the guys still are getting warmed up and ready to roll.
Yeah, Jake mentioned earlier it's going to be a little bit of a fuel saver. This is the first fuel saver that we've had in quite a while since the bigger fuel tanks. So these guys having to relearn some of their fuel saving skills. They don't got to save a lot, but they are going to have to save a little bit. And as Jake was mentioning earlier to me before the race, that it all depends on how they drive, how they handle the car.
All right, here we go, guys. Engines are fired up. We're waiting for the lights to go out here. They are out. Green flag. They're off. Remember the big start from Marty Carroll last week? Who's going to get that big jump this week, guys? We are off. And Bo Cattell jumps to the lead immediately. And that is a fantastic move right there from the Osram Holden. Fuel Cell is in second. Here comes Corey Preston around the outside for third. Side by side with Marlon McMullen in the Grip TV Holden. Now Ethan Grignault fell from third. He's fallen back to side by side with the Dayco Ford Falcon. Dayco Holden. He will get ahead. That's Sam Sutton. And right now Sam Sutton really battering with Ethan Grignault.
Unfortunate start for Ethan Grignault. He had an awesome qualifying position. He's just dropped like nowhere. He must have slipped the clutch a little wrong or something, but I'm sure he'll get back up there with the speed he's got. That's unfortunate for him.
Yeah, currently right now Grignault has fallen in place. He is currently right behind Marlon McMullen, he's behind Sam Sutton. And Sam Sutton, of course, has really a good spot for him. Had a good start as well. And we'll see if Ethan Grignault can maybe climb through the field, kind of like we saw with Marlon McMullen last week.
Sean Kelly, back in that 7th position, just seen him get around Lee Day. So Sean's working hard to get his way up to the front. This is going to be a fun race.
Chad Chastain working his tail off right now, trying to get around Sanjay Dalalik. And he's got a good opportunity, of course, Chad Chastain. Not quite the starting position that he wanted right now, trying to get around the top gear Holden of Sanjay Dalalik, the SEC driver, the American in the number 8 Sim Pit Falcon, and he's still working on him. Can't find his way around Sanjay at the moment.
Draft went so much with the high speeds we're running this week here, JD. We got 280 or about 170 miles an hour in your guys' language, so it's going to be really interesting to see how Jared attacks Bo with his speed at the moment.
Man, I'm just getting used to everything that's so new about Monza, the track in general, but the cameras, I'm not used to them, so working with those. I am watching right now out front. Bo Cattell obviously started second, jumped out to a nice lead, but he's starting to get a little bit of company, guys. Jared Fuel Cell is right there behind him. I actually caught him Fuel Cell out of habit out of the start. And something good. Guys, what livery are we seeing on the number 3 of Jared Fuel Cell?
That's his brand new livery, the Insurance to You livery.
Just off topic, guys, but Marlon got a slowdown in turn 1 and has allowed Sam Sutton, Ethan Grignault, Sean Kelly and Lee Day past. He's going to have a hard day getting back through the field just like he did last week.
Oh, another tough break there from the defending champion. And it'll be fun to see if he can work his way back up like he did last week. I know it's not fun for him, but fun for us, especially fun for the viewers out there.
Yeah, a much more challenging track with these chicanes and just the way that there's just the one line through here. It's definitely much tougher to pass here, so it's going to be a challenge for sure, to say the least. And only that, the speed that these guys got is just crazy, so it's definitely going to be a big challenge to work his way up through this field today.
All right.
Someone who's looking fast is Sam Sutton at the moment, my Dayco Motorsports teammate. He's all over the back of Corey Preston at the moment. It looks like he could even have a go at turn 1 this time.
Really enjoying watching these front 2 out here. Really a staple or a statement of just how you have to drive up at the front. And I'm really proud of Jared Fuel Cell, today's pole sitter in the Insurance to You Holden, battling with the Osram Holden of Bo Cattell. Remember, Bo had a really bad week last week for Bo. For Bo Cattell, it was a bad week. And here he is coming out, jumping up from second, a great start, and right now doing a good job of holding off an extremely fast driver in Jared Fuel Cell. So let's see if he can hold it up, guys.
Yeah, last night Bo had an extremely close race with Marlon in the Thursday night race. Ran it just like that for the entire race and finished just about 0.3 seconds behind Marlon at the end. So just like what we're seeing there with Bo and Jared, Bo was in that same position yesterday as well, just on the reverse of it, just being behind Marlon for that whole race. So Bo definitely 2 good races here back to back, at least so far.
All right, guys.
To the inside of Sean Kelly here
All
into
right.
a scurry.
Ethan Grit-Galt coming up on the inside of Corey Preston in the Apexy Falcon. He'll have the pass completed. Oh, Corey's into the soft stuff. He comes up out of the gravel pit, and he's going to come out right in front of the Grip TV holding of Marlon McMullen. Tough break there from Corey Preston as he had to, I guess he went in a little bit too strong there. Now he's going to get a side-by-side company TTR machine.
He has to have a slowdown.
Curtis Chipaway working on Grip TV car of Curtis Chipaway, guys.
Oh, to the inside of Corey off the parabolic. Oh, there's
contact is made, and Marlon McMullen hits the inside retaining barrier.
Yeah,
that's not on Corey.
That is going to get Corey probably a suspension. But continuing on, Bocatel out in front, still challenging Jared Filsell.
Golly, guys, all this action, and didn't want to jump in front of anybody back there, but I saw it. Ethan Grit-Galt was putting on the moves and made himself around Corey. And then now, guys, look at Ethan Grit-Galt. He is already caught up to the car in front of him. That's Sam Sutton, and I'm so proud of Sam. He is looking really good. Unfortunately for him, here comes Ethan Grit-Galt. Ethan thinks twice about it. He's going to try again here in a minute as he ran out of road for a passing opportunity. He thinks about it again, and in a minute he'll get up there, guys. But Ethan Grit-Galt, remember he fell back from that atrocious start, and now he's working himself back for a big comeback.
Tough break for Marlon. He's in the pits, retired now. That's really not on by Corey. That really was unacceptable. So
it was, but we've seen it building up all week long in the chat sessions, and so we knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. Marlon knew it was coming. He got plenty of points in yesterday's race, so it's not going to hurt him as far as the points goes, but it is going to hurt Corey, unfortunately.
It doesn't make it right. Even if we saw it coming, Corey knows better than to behave like that, and sometimes frustration gets the best of people, but I thought that Corey had started to reach a level of maturity where that wouldn't happen. We got a pass going on, guys, up ahead, and I can't get my daggum camera. It's Bocatel losing the lead. It's Jared Filsell, guys, going to take the lead for the first time today since the start of the race. And right now, the insurance to you, Holden out in front. Go give it up for Jared Filsell.
Yeah, he just muscled his way right around him on that front stretch. Of course, he got a little bit of the draft, but he got out there and he just powered right past him. A great move by Jared getting around him on that front
stretch.
Those
two have a lot of respect for each other, as known as ex-ANZ Motorsport teammates. I'm sure Jared and Bo are great friends still, and happy to give racing room. But that's all been happening. Ethan Grit-Galt has come back and taken Sam Sutton for third.
Yes, that's what I was making some noise about. That was a great pass from Ethan, and then, boy, I tell you what, scary. Sam Sutton is not afraid to attack these curbs here at Monza, guys. Car got airborne.
Yeah, his curbs are treacherous. If you hit them too hard, they can even roll the car. So you got to be real careful on how you hit the curbs.
Yeah, it's Superman.
Sean Kelly back in 6th place now with the challenge from Curtis Chipaway. Curtis has made his way through the field quite nicely to get up into the 7th place, right behind Sean Kelly.
Yeah, the TTR Holden has got himself up into the 6th position. He sets his sights on Corey Preston, who's up in 5th.
Sutton back to Ethan Grit-Galt. This is going on for laps on end, guys. I can see this going to the end of the race here. Sam's
here he goes.
Outside.
Side-by-side battle today. Holden on the outside of Grit-Galt, and he's going to get the advantage, guys. But, a little bit of contact made on the front left quarter panel. Not going to be enough, and that will lose the position as Ethan Grit-Galt succeeds and falls back. A great job by the number 14 Dayco machine of Sam Sutton. What a great day we've seen already from Sam, guys.
What a race this has been so far, guys, for our debut at Monza. So much action so far, and we're not even a quarter of the way yet. It's just crazy.
Even clear back as far as 10th, we've got Jason Dickinson or Dixon rather, sorry. Jason Dixon working on Luis Rodriguez for that 9th place position.
And he's going to go to the inside coming into the Lesmos as Lewis makes a little mistake coming off that second chicane, and Jason's going to get it done. But Lewis is coming back now into the second Lesmo. Jason will retain that position, however.
This is such a fun track. This track is probably one of the funnest releases we've had in a long time. And like you were mentioning at the beginning of the broadcast, JD, I didn't think it was going to. I thought it was really going to be a tough track for the V8 Supercars, and it's turned out to be a really fun track.
Oh, it really has, guys. It is unbelievable so far, and like I said, we're not even a quarter of the way.
It certainly exceeded everyone's expectations, and what a race we've got. You know, Sam's just gapped Ethan Greg Gold a bit. I wouldn't count Sam out of coming up and catching these leads, so Sam's got some incredible speed at the moment.
Yeah, we've seen that for the last couple days. His pace has just been getting quicker and quicker in these practices, and he's got some amazing pace coming in here today.
It's really interesting to see these guys tackle some of these chicanes. I'm just watching this pack of Corey Preston, Sean Kelly and Curtis Chipaway at the moment. I mentioned at the beginning of the race how all the corners there's literally one line, but these guys are proving otherwise. They're all taking different lines in each one of these corners. It's really impressive to see what each guys are kind of giving away to make up the gains up these big straights.
Oh, it's unbelievably awesome, and I was getting, like I said, just kind of watching these front two for a minute, and I've been very impressed with how well Bo Cattell has been able to hang with the leader. We saw how fast Jared Filsell was in qualifying, and I tell you what, just I'm not shocked, but I'm pleased, very pleased at Bo Cattell's ability right now. Guys, he's going for the lead. Okay, decided against it. Didn't have the mo he thought he had, but he is hanging right there, and his is still way in contention for him. And we got a battle back there for 4th, 5th, and 6th right now. Corey Preston is starting to get caught by the TTR Holden of Sean Kelly and Curtis Chipaway in the Grip TV Holden. So in about a half a lap's time, we should see a three-way battle there for 5th place.
Bo Cattell was thinking about sending it on Jared into turn 1 there. That draft proving very beneficial, but thought better of it and pulled back in. But Bo's certainly going to be a factor in these next laps as he just makes a little mistake and lets Jared get away a little bit. But Bo's certainly got the speed at the moment.
How about Sam Sutton, guys? I know he mentioned it already once, but he is maybe starting to pull away from Ethan Greg Galt, which is a guy that we have seen some tremendous speed from in the past, or in the near past, I guess you could say. What's the word on that? The official way you say that, but
just a mistake from Sam there, Ethan to the inside. Ethan's going to get it done. Sam's going to yield. Ethan Greg Galt's something worth talking about, really. He's certainly a guy who's just come out of nowhere in this in sim racing. I'd never heard of the guy until I see him up there winning Monday night V8 Supercar races, and it's really impressive to see a guy come from pretty much nowhere and just have such speed and talent. It's really good to see some new guys in this series.
It is, and what's amazing about him is he's only owned the sim for, I think he said 4 months or so. So he got the sim, got up to his C license, got in this car, and just picked it up really quick. And that's amazing to see. Sam Sutton out of the inside of Ethan Greg Galt. Going to try to get the move done. Coming into the right-hander here.
He's going to have it, Kane, but I wouldn't count Ethan Greg Galt coming back as he gets a little bit of run off the parabolica. He's going to grab that draft and get the speed up the main straight, and it's going to go straight to the inside, and I wouldn't be surprised if he had it cleared before they start braking. Well, maybe not, guys. Sam's got a bit more straight line in that car, but Ethan's still going to have the line into one.
You know, one thing I've seen is there is 2 different gearing options here. You got the 315 gearing that can give you the more straight line speed, but it's kind of a little struggle to get out of the corners, or the 325 that'll get you through the corners better, but a little less straight line speed. And maybe Sam's using that 315 and get the extra straight line speed.
Oh, well, I would know, Kane being his teammate, he is definitely on the 315, and that makes a lot of sense. So, yeah, that would be why he's got the straight line advantage, but Ethan seems to get that bit of corner speed.
Oh, man, we're getting real racy back here with Sean Kelly and Curtis Chipaway. Sean Kelly got really loose coming out of the last chicane, and now he has got some bumper-to-bumper action there with Curtis Chipaway in the Grip TV machine, guys.
Sean looks to be really feeling the pressure here. He's making little mistakes, using all the track he can to try and find some speed in this TTR Commodore. He looks to be really struggling with the setup at the moment, as Curtis is going to have it into a Ascari.
Oh, he's going to go side by side. Yes, sir. And he's going to have the inside. Oh, good job there from Sean Kelly to hang on for the last second and remain in 5th place. He really wants to hang in this top 5, guys. Oh, really wide there.
Yeah, I've seen, I think it was Jared that went that wide on his qualifying lap, and I thought for sure he was going to get penalized for it, but apparently he can go just a little wide there.
Speaking of which, Jared looks like he's going to have the run on Bo Cattell this time. Maybe, maybe not.
And
he thinks better of it.
Turn 1 down there is so dangerous, guys. It's probably the hardest chicane in the whole track to me when I'm out there.
Yeah, it's just so hard to find the braking marker for it to get that braking just right. These guys must have just run 100 laps to get that figured out just right.
Sean has actually just yielded to Curtis Chipaway. Sean's a very smart driver, and it seems like he thinks that, at least for now, it's better to just stick in Curtis's draft and save a little bit of fuel, because Curtis has a lot of speed at the moment.
Yeah, Sean definitely a very smart driver. We see that with a lot of the smarter drivers, that they'll rather yield the position and finish the race and have a better finishing position, rather than stay up there, do all the defensive driving and everything, and end up risking losing the race, end up getting knocked out of position and losing the race completely. So, a pretty smart move. But with being Curtis Chipaway on my bumper, I wouldn't have worried about that if I were Sean, because Curtis, uber respectful, Sean as well.
Hey guys, let's go on board. We're about to start a brand new lap. Let's go on board with Jared Filsell, who's right behind Bo Cattell for the lead. And let's get a look at a lap here at Monza, since it's our first race here. Let's go look on board from Filsell's machine. And go away, Jake.
Oh, well, guys, this is an awesome racetrack. 11 turns, and it looks like we could get a bit of action on this onboard lap as Jared goes to the inside, and he's going to pass Bo Cattell. He's got the rears locked. He's going to just pull it up. What an awesome overtake from Jared Filsell. Let's see if he can pull away from Bo. But then we got these long couple right-handers. It's actually relatively difficult depending on the car you're driving, but luckily in the V8, surprisingly, it's completely flat out. And then we're going to have a heavy braking zone as this second chicane. It's all about getting the nose pointed in this first slot so you can smack that curb on the second part and just get a good exit towards the Lesmos, which Jared has done pretty much perfectly there. And into the Lesmos we go. Two pretty much 150 kilometre an hour, 90 mile an hour right-handers basically. There's a lot of runoff area on the outside, so they're deceivingly difficult. We saw Lewis Hamilton crash majorly in the Formula 1 on the last lap here a few laps ago, but now we go under this bridge here, which goes underneath the old bridge of the 1950s Formula 1 track towards the famous Alberto Ascari chicane, one of the most difficult corners on the track. Left, right, left, and a lot of runoff as we've been talking about on exit here. It's really interesting to see how Jared takes this corner. iRacing have done a really nice job with this track, with allowing people to use lots of racetrack without getting incidents and off tracks and that sort of stuff and slowdowns. But now onto one of the highest speed corners of the track to finish this lap is the Parabolica. very high speed, about 130 kilometers an hour on entry, and then just keep it flattened and try and drag that car all the way out to the exits. Jared gets a little twitchy, making small corrections, but very nice lap there from Jared up to this long Monza front straight.
Awesome job, buddy. Thanks for taking us around a lap at Monza, man. Fantastic. And a pass for the lead on our onboard lap. That may be a first.
I think that is a first. Fantastic run there from Jared Fieldstale.
And Sean Kelly is not holding back now. It's him and Curtis Chipaway are too wide through the first turn, but Sean's going to get it done. Great move from Sean, keep a nice track position. That's going to elevate him to 5th position.
Bill Ritchie's catching up to those guys as well.
I was actually going to say that before we went to the onboard lap. Vale Ritchie's the guy, TTL driver, who we haven't really mentioned so far this race. He's actually put some really consistent lap times. He's just been targeting that 1:49.3 and he's been hitting it perfectly. And it looks like he's now going to easily pass Curtis Chipaway as he makes a mistake, and he'll now set his eyes on Sean Kelly.
Both Vale and Sean Kelly, two of my favorite drivers from the V8s, from the earlier V8s online days where they broadcast those Monday night races. Just always got a kick out of watching both those guys race. And now they're here in the V8 Supercars America Series. I get to watch them every week, and it's just such a pleasure.
Yeah, well, Vale and Sean being two of the series' most experienced, and Vale's certainly one of the most consistent drivers I've ever seen, so it'll be interesting to see how he tackles Sean here.
Guys, Ethan Grigg Galt has found his way back in front of Sam Sutton and looks good now. These two have been trading position 3 back and forth the entire race. Who will get the final spot on that podium out of these two? Officially at the halfway point in the race, guys, and we've had a real treat for our first time here at Monza. We've had literally a battle for the lead since the drop of the green flag, and other actions in the race. Unfortunately, Marlon McMullen's day ended way too early with an early race incident, and we've had another great battle with Ethan Grigg Galt and Sam Sutton battling back and forth this entire race.
Actually, just looking back, guys, I didn't see what happened to Corey Preston. He was running in P4 or P5 at one stage, and I'm just looking at him now. He's back in 14th place. All the rear end of the car bent up, so I'd say he's had a little bit of a contact with another car or a fence at some stage. I'm going to have a quick look back, see what happened.
I was actually rewinding back myself to take a quick look and find out what happened with the Apexi Ford. And
it looks like it was contact with Sean Kelly in the Lesmos on the 8th lap.
That's exactly what it was, and that is not good. Yeah, Corey Preston was ahead of the pack and trying to keep those at bay, and Sean Kelly started to come up on the side of him, and unfortunately the two cars come together, and it looked like Corey Preston thought he was clear of Sean Kelly and wasn't, and when you come across the nose of another car, it's going to spin you around, and that's what happened.
Yeah, it really hasn't been Corey's day today, but after a triumphant result last week, you can only expect this week that he's going to have luck sway the other direction, but bad luck for Corey. He's put a lot of effort into this week, so he probably deserved a bit better.
Vale Riches in 6th place, guys, is working on Sean Kelly. The Tyrula Holden has caught the TTR Commodore, and they're going to continue to go at it. Vale Riches came out of nowhere, a name we haven't really mentioned in this race. He won the very first race of the season, and last week had a mediocre run at best. And this week he's trying to find his way into the top 5, boys.
Well, if anyone can do it, it's Vale. TTR and TTL have an awesome rivalry, and that Tyrula Commodore of Vale will definitely be putting the pressure on Sean, and Sean can feel it. I can see already in the stability of the back end of his car. He seems to be really struggling with that TTR Commodore at the moment.
You know, we've seen all season so far that Sean Kelly has a really loose rear end for most of the race. Even from race 1, he's really struggled with rear end grip, I would say, this entire season so far.
Really, absolutely correct, Kane. And boy, I was just noticing Jared Philsell really starting to drive away for the first time. Maybe our leader is starting to put a little bit of a gap in between P2. So the Osram Commodore of Bocatel needing to find a little bit of pace here to try to get back up there and put some threat on our leader Jared Philsell there. But guys, here's a quick rundown as we're just over the halfway point in the race. And currently, of course, Jared Philsell, Bocatel in second. Ethan Grigg-Galt back in third. But wait a minute, guys. Here comes the Dayco machine on the outside. That is Sam Sutton. He couldn't get the job done. He is back in fourth place at the moment. Rounding out our top 5, it is Sean Kelly. He's getting some attention from Vale, who's in sixth. Seventh is Curtis Chipaway. He's coming up on 5 and 6. Jason Dixon runs in 8th. Victor Tanaka back in 9th. He's got Luis Rodriguez coming up in 10th. And 11th, it's Sanjan Dalalik. And in 12th, of course, it is Dale Niche. These two going at it. In fact, Dale, or behind them, Corey Preston going to go around Dale Niche right there. So Corey Preston will go back up into 12th place. Back in 13th, it's Kevin Bulasa. In 15th, it is Will Lamb. In 16th, it's Lee Day. Chad Chastain is in 17th. He is out of the race, guys, along with Marlon McMullen, who is out of the race as well. So that's how we run at the a little over the halfway point, guys.
And as we discussed earlier, Vale now centre on the second chicane and is now all over the back of Sean Kelly, and now Curtis is involved in this. Vale showing real pace over Kelly. Sean's really struggling at the moment. He's going to cover the line into Ascari, and Vale's to the outside. Not going to get it done. Curtis will be twiddling his thumbs here. He should just sit back from this and let these boys fight it out, and Curtis could be looking at a top 5 if he just sits back and lets this happen, as Vale is going to go to the inside and looks like he's going to get it done on the Parabolica, but Sean's going to come back with a much better run, so we might see if he comes back in 1, which he will.
Fantastic. Yeah, Sean's going to get he's got a little bit of a push maybe from Chipaway there. That's going to probably get him enough to get by. What is Curtis doing? God. Curtis scared me there for a second.
Curtis played it smart there. He could have possibly followed Sean through, but he's just going to let Vale take his line and focus on getting him onto the next straight, because it looks like Vale may have suffered a bit of damage on the front right of that Tyrrell Commodore.
I didn't see any contact made. Do you think it might be one of those errors where it sensed contact that wasn't made? Or was there some contact made?
Oh, Sean Kelly's made a mistake in the second chicane, and Vale's going to get by, but in that exact same chicane I was just discussing, there was a little tiny bit of contact between Sean and Vale a couple laps back, so that could possibly be what that was, but doesn't seem to be hindering Vale too much, so...
Vale is it's starting to impress me the longer this race continues on, guys, and really reminded me of just why he did so well in race 1. And boy, I'm excited. Let's see if he can catch up to 4th place driver Sam Sutton. He's got a little ways to go, but it could happen.
About 12 seconds between Vale and Sam Sutton. That's definitely a challenge. Don't forget these guys are fuel saving around here. It's hard to remember as crazy as these races are going, but these guys are fuel saving. Go ahead, Jake. Sorry about that.
I don't think that Curtis will be worrying much about Sam. He's too far up the road. I think the guy he'll have his eyes on is the Grip TV Commodore of Curtis Chipaway right behind him all through his mirrors.
Yeah, Curtis, another driver that's just looked fantastic here today. He racing with these two veteran drivers. Of course, Curtis, a veteran in his own right, but just some fantastic racing here for this 5th, 6th, 7th position.
It's really out of character to see these sort of guys this far down the field. Sean coming off a triumphant week last week to be down in 7th position. I can tell he's going to be pretty disappointed by that, but Sean's an excellent driver. I'd say he's just lacked it in the setup side of things this week.
Yeah, Sean's a driver that don't have a whole lot of time to spend throughout the week working on setup and learning the track and all that. Usually comes in the day of or the day before. And with this being a brand new track, he may not have had enough time to really learn the track and get his car set up just the way he'd want it. So he could be suffering just from lack of time on the track. Sam Sutton and Ethan still battling it out. Less than half a second separate Ethan and Sam. With 10 laps to go, this battle here is still going strong.
Something else that might be worth mentioning, Kane, is that Bo Cattell last lap was 7/10 of a second faster than leader Jared Filsell. He's bringing in that gap.
He really is, guys. It's actually visually, it's visible now as you watch the two. The Osram Commodore starting to make some headway, and that means...
Jared makes a mistake.
Oh, no! They are immediately back in a battle as Jared Filsell gets extremely loose and somehow got a good drive-off outfit. How did he drive off so well after that?
I don't know, JD. Jared's an incredible driver, but that's a very uncharacteristic mistake from Jared Filsell. That's not what I expected to see with 8 laps to go here.
Well, that right there made it a battle for the lead immediately. Again, he wanted to bring the broadcast ratings up, and that's what he did, boys. All the viewers out there said, thanks, guys. Now we have a battle for the lead, and it'll be fun to see if the Osram Holden can catch up to our leader, Jared Filsell. Jared, the reason I asked you about his livery earlier is I wanted to compliment it, and I didn't want to compliment an old or a wrong livery, but the Insurance 2U Holden Commodore is absolutely stunning. It's my favorite color, green. A little more bluish green would be perfect, but that one's awesome.
What's that say on the back, Jake, on the spoiler? Hog's Breath something. I can't see.
That's the Hog's Breath Cafe.
Hog's Breath
Yeah,
Cafe.
that's it. Kane, I don't know if you guys have it in America, but I
Yes,
was
sir.
sponsored by them in karting a few years ago. Hog's Breath Cafe, magnificent business. They still specialise in some awesome steak and whatnot, and it's an awesome little steakhouse, great cafe, awesome place to eat out, and great environment. It's a really nice place, so it's awesome to see their support on the ANZ Motorsport Commodores.
It really is, and it's neat that you say that because, yes, the Hog's Breath, as in this case, cafe, we also have one that's the same logo and everything, but it's called the Hog's Breath Saloon, and they're in the South here in America, and they feature, it's more of a bar-type atmosphere, but they still have the same great
Sam's on
food.
the inside of Ethan into turn 1. Sorry to interrupt you. Sam's going to get that position away from Ethan and take over that 4th spot.
Very nice, very nice. If you want to see a real, what's the word I'm looking for, guys? Help me out. Check out the livery on Jason Dixon. Look at the House of Zombie Ford Falcon over there, and check out that hood.
Jason Dixon's quite a nice character amongst this community. He's certainly throwing some interesting stuff around in amongst all our professional TTR and TTL sort of Commodores. And then we've got this zombie Falcon driving around, but he's doing a great job there in 8th.
Yeah, he really is. I'm very proud of Jason Dixon. Victor Tanaka as well, back in the Toll Holden Commodore back there, a famous paint scheme, as you guys know, in the real V8s. And it is a beauty. Curtis Chipaway leads ahead of Sean Kelly. Can Sean Kelly find some speed late in the race in the number 4 TTR Holden and try to battle back up to catch his 5th place spot that he failed to Vail Riches? Only time will tell as we're on lap 19 of 26, boys.
God, this is still a great battle here with these 3 guys all race long. It's been fantastic.
Sean's really starting to come back in these ending laps of this race. It seems like he just got those tyres a little warm and he's taken a couple laps to get them cooled off, and now he's got back in that rhythm in classic Sean Kelly style. He's really starting to bite back now. It'll be interesting to see if he can take Curtis in these final laps.
Guys, is there any hope left in Beau Cattell? Is there any more fight left in the tank? As he is not too far off the leader at all, and we still have plenty of time for him to get something done, especially if another mistake comes. Oh, really hard hit on the curb there from our leader, Jared Filsell, and somehow he continues to just put down blistering pace. The last lap from Beau Cattell, the 148.9, and the last lap from Jared Filsell, a 148.9. In fact, only 0.02 of a second faster from our leader, Jared Filsell. So these two are neck and neck, and at any time, those results can change.
These two are two of the most aggressive racers you'll see as well. Beau Cattell is known for not being dangerous, but definitely being aggressive. He's one of the best drivers you'll see in terms of getting the moves done. And if he does catch Jared, it'll be a hell of a battle.
Here comes Ethan Griggault trying to get back around Sam Sutton, guys. Remember, these two have been going at it since the drop of the green flag here at Monza. And here comes the Sim Pit Falcon, or Commodore rather, coming up on the Dayco machine. And I tell you what, how many more times can these guys go back and forth? The final spot on the podium will either feature Sam Sutton or Ethan Griggault. It's kind of a shame that they both won't get that position because they've both been well deserving.
Beau Cattell pulls another 10th out of Jared Filsell that time. They were some incredible lap times back then. 48.6 from Beau Cattell. That's almost the speed that some of these guys were running at the beginning of this race. That's insane.
All right,
he's
guys.
Right on the bumper now.
Sean Kelly has made his way up to Curtis Chipaway again. Multiple battles on the track. Of course, you mentioned the Ethan Griggault and Sam Sutton battle continues as well. And here comes Beau Cattell on our leader. So, starting to get a little
Sean's
bit...
in the back of Curtis.
Oh!
Curtis is around, turn one, and Sean's going to wait because he knows he's made the mistake. Great sportsmanship from Sean there.
Great sportsmanship from Sean Kelly. Sean Kelly loses his hood, though, boys. And a lot of damage to the TTR Commodore there. And he'll work on Curtis Chipaway once both cars get back up to speed. Unfortunate when a mistake like that happens, guys. I'm going to take another look at it myself.
It looks like Sean just kind of pulled out to get a little bit of a... Get his nose all up in Curtis's mirrors, and when he pulled back to the racing line, it looked like he may have just got the grass or something, or locked the brakes and just went straight in the back of Curtis. But Sean, being the awesome sportsman he is, pulled up and let Curtis go straight away and was very apologetic over the mic. So hopefully that hasn't hindered their races too badly.
Guys, the more I watch this replay, I'm looking at it from a couple different angles, and I tell you what, I don't know if Sean, the brakes had to have locked up on the Grip TV holding, because although there was contact made, the spin didn't come until a good while after contact was made.
Oh yeah, that's because he had too much speed going into the turn. He wasn't able to get slowed up from the turn, so he still tried to make the turn, but then...
Gotcha.
Beau Cattell, another 10th faster than Jared Filsell that lap.
See, that definitely makes a little more sense there. I wasn't rewinding it quite far enough. Sam Sutton trying to get back up there and find his podium spot again, because Ethan Griggault has made the pass. They shuffle again, boys.
Yeah, this has been a fantastic race here for the third position. These guys racing back and forth for the last step on the podium. It has been fantastic to watch.
I'm going to have to go ahead and hand the award out to Ethan Griggault and Sam Sutton for the battle of the race from JD. I tell you what, they get my pick. Wow.
I guarantee you these guys have definitely earned each other's respect throughout the race. I mean, as many times as they've made a pass around each other, and through all these tight turns and on such a tough track, they haven't really made much contact at all. It's been very clean racing. The sportsmanship definitely shining through today for this third step on the podium.
Checking back on the fun between the Grip TV machine of Curtis Shipaway and Sean Kelly after their little incident. They are continuing to drive, not real aggressive at the moment, but Sean Kelly is still within hunting distance. When do you think he'll try to make a move on Curtis again, guys?
It looks like he's waiting. I think he's still in feel bad mode. I think with 5 laps to go, I think he'll probably wait another lap or 2.
I like that.
I only got 2 to go here, Kane, and that lap, Bo pulled another 10th out of Jared Fieldcell. This is going to go down to the wire, guys.
This race is still up. A little bit of connectivity issue maybe from Bo Cattell. What a bad time. I'm hoping it was just a one-time flicker. But, yeah, you're right. He is right back in this picture. And the next time by the white flag, well, wait a minute. Is it lap? Yeah,
I'm showing 4 to go.
Yeah, 4 laps.
Sorry.
It's 26 laps.
It's a 26 lap race, not a 24. My bad, guys. Sorry.
You scared me. I was thinking, oh my God, I got something wrong here.
Yeah, I had to do a double take. I was like, wait a minute.
Well, all the better for us. It gives Bo more time to catch Jared, I suppose.
Oh yeah. With that being said, guys, plenty of time left in this one for Bo Cattell to catch Jared Fieldcell. Of course, all the Fieldcell fans out there are rooting for a quicker ending to the race, because the longer this goes, the more you have to kind of look at Bo Cattell. But it all comes down to tires. You know, it's been kind of a fuel saver, as you mentioned. But how are the tires? How are they this late in the race, Jake?
I'm not sure about Monza, JD, but I'm going to presume with all the high-speed corners and heavy braking zones we have here, and the fact that we're running a full tank, so the highest possible amount of laps that we can do on these tyres, that those tyres are rooted at the moment. I'm going to guess, just looking through some of the guys in the field, like Sam Sutton, who's fallen off massively from Ethan, there's a couple of mistakes, because those rear tyres will be shot at the moment with all those large acceleration zones off those slow chicanes and whatnot. These guys are really going to be struggling to keep these cars on the track, which is just going to make for even better racing for us in the battles and next couple of laps.
Yeah, don't forget that these guys really ain't even supposed to be going this long. They should have run out of fuel a lap or 2 ago, but the fuel saving is going to get these guys through to the finish line. So these guys' tires have been through way more hell than what they should have been.
Jared's managed to extend that lead a 10th that lap, so maybe Jared's starting to get his mojo back and starting to pull from Bo, but Bo's still pushing hard by. So both of these guys seem to not be phased by the tyres at the moment.
Yeah, boy, Bo is just right there. These guys jumping those curbs like crazy.
I'm starting to worry, given that Jared's been out front so far this race, and the fact that Bo's catching him so much in the braking zones, maybe Jared's running a little low on fuel here.
Yeah, you could be right. He could be noticing the numbers on his fuel ain't quite matching up, so he's saving just a little bit more. Bo, of course, being in the draft for a lot longer, probably plenty good on fuel. This is going to be a very good race as it comes down to the finish. I'm kind of curious to see if Jared's going to have enough. Now Bo is the one that kind of slips off just a little bit coming out of that chicane, back down to 0.6 seconds off the bumper.
Bo's going to get a really nice draft this time. Now, as they come to the start-finish line, we're going to have 2 to go, guys, and it's really going to be a matter of whether or not Bo can push it and whether or not Jared's fuel's going to last the time. Bo certainly brought him in time this lap. I'm going to presume 2 or 3 tenths this lap. It's going to be an interesting last 2, guys.
Man. Here we go, guys. It is official. 2 laps left. The next time by the white flag will be waving. The Osram Holden, looks to the inside now, looks outside, and he's got a good run. He's going to have to succeed and fall back for the moment, guys, but Jared Fieldcell definitely in the threat zone here as we got 2 to go.
Bo's just going to have to try and clear Jared coming into this corner, because you guys may have noticed Jared has some incredible traction in that ANZ Commodore. It's uncomparable to Bo's, and Bo's just going to have to make sure he clears Jared into the corner, because Jared's just outclassing him coming off the corner.
Yeah, that might have to do with that gear ratio as well. I've been noticing that the guys that use that 15 gear, they get so much less tire spin.
Problems!
Yeah, a little slippery there through the turn. That's going to allow Bo Cattell to get right up there, but he was able to save it and keep Bo behind him, at least for the time being.
This is going to be one hell of a last lap, guys. It's going to happen at turn 1. That's the only chance Bo's got, I think. If he gets Jared in turn 1, it's going to be a hell of a race to the line.
I think he'll have that straight coming toward the last turn too, the straight that goes to the Parabolica. I think he'll have that one last opportunity. But Jared's just got so much straightaway pace. I don't think that can happen.
All right, here we go, guys, for the final time here. We get ready to go and charge towards the start-finish line. The white flag is out. Can Jared Filsell go really wide turn from the Osram machine? And it's no problem. We are on our final lap here at Monza. Who will be the first ever America's winner at Monza? Will it be the number 3 of Jared Filsell, or will we see, here he comes, he's not going to get that outside to work, he keeps trying though, and anything and everything. Oh guys, that really hurt him on exit there. Yeah. A great exit from Jared Filsell and a not so great one from Bo. He's really going to have to scratch and claw to try to get back up there.
I think if Jared just runs his corners now, it's pretty much going to be all over for Bo. Bo just unfortunately tried to make the most of an opportunity. It just didn't go right for him, but it's not over yet, guys. We'll see what happens.
I say never say never. You never know what's in store here. One of the slightest mistakes. Remember, these tires are blistered. And I tell you what,
Bo's
really wide. Bo
over.
Cattell is off into the sand, and he gets back somehow by a miracle back on the track quickly enough. But unfortunately for him, that just put our leader really in the sunshine. Jared Filsell, guys, it is all in his control if this race goes his way. He's got the hog on the weather strip up top on the sun visor. He is booking it. One more chicane, then we got to get ready to head down one more straight, and of course, this famous Parabella.
I don't think it's going to be enough. It looks like Jared Filsell is going to claim the first win here at Monza, provided he gets everything right here at the Parabolica. It's going to be Jared Filsell for ANZ Motorsports who takes this one, I think.
The Parabolica. Here he comes, guys. One more big turn, and it looks like it's going to be here. It is nothing but pavement between our winner, Jared Filsell, and the finish line. Congratulations, the first ever winner, Jared Filsell, on number 3 insurance to you, Holden.
Ethan Grigol going to come across in 3rd after a fantastic battle with Sam Sutton. Sam is going to come across in that 4th place position. Go ahead, Jake. Sorry about that.
I'm not sure if I'm right, but it sounds like, oh no, I was wrong. I was going to say, I think Jared could be out of fuel, but he's certainly very low. Yep, he's chugging now. He's done.
He is. He lost the fuel right when he got across. He saved perfectly, just enough to get the job done, guys. And fantastic. We'll look at the finishing results here, guys, as Kane was starting to run down them. And Kane, where were you at, buddy? All right, well, you heard it from Kane. Of course, Jared Filsell, Bo Cattell, Ethan Grigalt, Sam Sutton 4th. Vale Riches, a great job for him, kind of jumping back after a week 1 win. Bad week last week, but a top 5 for him here in week 3. Curtis Chipaway comes in 6th. 7th will go to Sean Kelly as he comes across in the Taz Transmanian Racing machine without a hood, no problem. Jason Dixon will be 8th. 9th, Victor Tanaka. Luis Rodriguez will come across in 10th place. A good race for Luis Rodriguez in the DIYsim.com Holden. Fantastic. Del Niche in 11th in the Apexi Holden. Sanjan Dalalek in the SS Serenity Holden. For him, good job. And Corey Preston, of course, a rough day for Corey in the Apexi Falcon to come across in 14th, or make that 13th. Kevin Bulasa will be 14th in the SP Tools Holden. Will Lamb will come across 15th in the Carolinas Holden. Lee Day will come across in 16th. 17th will belong to Chad Chastain. Marlon McMullen, of course, in the final spot. That is how we run our very first race at Monza. And Kane and Jake, what are your thoughts on our very first run here at Monza?
Well, I think it pleased
ahead,
JD. That was an awesome race. I spare a thought for Marlon, though. That was a really unfortunate result from a guy who had speed, but Certainly a great race. Monza proved that it can certainly produce some awesome racing, but yeah, you go ahead, Kane. What do you think of the race?
Oh, it was fantastic racing, almost clear through the board. Yeah, that racing there that we've seen for Sean Kelly, Bill Ritchie's, Curtis Dipway, excellent fun through the whole thing. Then Bo Cattell and Jared for the lead, just awesome racing. The entire race right there, that had to have been intense for those guys. But of course, there was that stuff at the beginning that was awful disappointing. But we're not going to let that bring us down on such a fantastic race. I mean, this was just as fantastic as we thought it would be coming into it.
Certainly exceeded everyone's expectations. But a big congratulations to Jared. He drove hard with pressure all race from Bo, but I think driver of the race certainly has to go to Ethan Griggolt. That was spectacular driving from dropping back in the field early in those laps and pick some awesome guys like Sam and that off. Really awesome drive from Ethan. That was really good to watch.
Oh, it really was, guys. I truly enjoyed it. I thought that was seriously one of the better races of the year. And I know I can't say that. They really, all three races we've seen so far have been above and beyond expectations. We are on course for a legendary V8 Supercar Americas Series season. And I tell you what, guys, I don't know about y'all, but how do they keep topping this week in and week out? Let's not all jump at once.
Yeah, you know me, busy on the controls, but yeah, every week it's just been more and more exciting. This series has just been so much fun, and I think we've got V8 Cups coming up soon, so the action isn't going to stop here. I think, is it next weekend we got another V8 Cups race?
That's certainly right, Kane. We head to Oran Park next week for the third round of the V8 Supercars Online Premier Series, but I'm sure you guys will still be up and going for Road Atlanta and the Americas Series. I'm not sure it'll have as many drivers seen as because of all the V8 Scops action, but I'll happily come in and join you guys again. It was really good fun today. Thanks for having me. It was lots of good fun to see. What an awesome race, hey?
Oh, it was fantastic. It's just getting more and more exciting each and every week, and I just can't wait to see what next week brings.
Yeah, it's going to be great. A favorite of mine, guys. As always, we've always had some great racing out there. And let's get ready, guys. It's about time to have a chat with some of the boys behind the wheel, the real stars of the show, our drivers of the V8 Supercar of Americas Series. And, of course, it's going to take me 1 second. If somebody could drag me a driver down for me, because I can't see to pull up TeamSpeak at the second. But
I'll bring you Jared Bilsell.
All right, guys, that's awesome. Let's have a word with our race winner, Jared Filsell, driver of the Insurance 2U Holden Commodore. Jared, how are you, buddy?
Good, thanks, guys. How are you?
Oh, man, just outstanding, buddy. First race in the Americas Series broadcast, anyhow, here at Monza, and you will always be known as the inaugural winner of the Americas broadcast race at Monza.
Yeah, I completely forgot that it was the first race. I wasn't too keen on this car and this track combo. I didn't think it was that good, to be honest, until I drove it in the V8 myself, and I quite enjoyed it. It's a very good track, actually.
It really is. I tell you, I was very, very, very impressed, and I really was impressed with how the race went. We had 26 laps of fuel-saving race, and we had battles all the way to the end, especially between you and Bo Cattell. He got you off the start there, and was it almost a disadvantage starting there on the outside of turn one there?
No, not really. I bogged down a lot. I just had to clutch kick it just to get it going again, otherwise I would have went further back. But you mentioned fuel saving. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't have to fuel save. Neither did Bo, I think.
You right foot breakers, you.
Yeah.
But Jared, just a question I wanted to know, man. 112 litres worth of fuel in that race. Pretty close to an hour-long race, man. We were wondering how did the tyres feel by the end of that thing, man? You made some pretty uncharacteristic mistakes in those ending laps, so I presume the rears are starting to go a bit on you. How did the tyre life fare?
Yeah, all round they were pretty average. Yeah, Bo was a lot better under brakes than me. I was just taking it easy, and yeah, but yeah, a few mistakes on my part. That's normal.
Well, regardless, a great race from you. And I'll tell you what, a big win here in race 3.
Yeah,
Better.
definitely.
No, go ahead. I was just going to say, are your plans to come back next week and race here with us?
Oh, if I can make it, yeah, sure. Why not? I don't mind it. It's good fun doing stuff when Premier Series isn't on. Just keeping in the groove and all that. It's good fun.
It is. It's a great way for you. It is fun, and it's a great way to just keep more seat time in the car. It's great competitiveness here in the America Series. And boy, like I said, we really enjoyed it, man. Well, congratulations on the victory. Very impressive run, and taking the pole and taking the victory, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, cheers. It looks like you guys had a pretty good showing as well. 4,000 strength of field. That's some pretty good numbers there.
Oh, it really was. Yes, fantastic numbers. And think about it. You're at the top of those numbers, buddy.
Thanks.
252 championship points to America's race. That must be close to the record, guys. That was a really good stuff.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Fantastic. Well, thanks again, Jared, and hang with us if you like. We got plenty to talk about tonight on the show. So, but congratulations, man.
Yeah, Norris, I'll stay around.
And awesome livery, by the way, on the car. I really enjoyed that. I really liked it.
Yeah, cheers. Change it up a bit, the front end of it up a bit. So hopefully the team boss and that approve of it.
Absolutely, man. Well, that is your winner, guys. Jared Filsell, a fantastic run for him today, man. Congratulations. All right, let's bring in the guy that battled for that lead all race long. Let's bring in Bo Cattell. Bo, welcome to the post-race show. How are you, sir?
Yeah, good guys. How are you?
Man, doing wonderful. Just got through watching an incredible race put on by you and our winner, Jared Filsell, as well. Tell me about that great start, man.
Yeah, it surprised me a little bit. For some reason, since the latest update, I've been getting good starts, so I have no idea why that is, but I like it.
Sometimes it isn't the reason why. You don't even care what the reason is. As long as it's happening is all that matters. But all in all, a great race. You needed a good run, too, as well, to bring you up a lot in the point standings. I know you were a lot lower than where you normally would be at this point. It's early in the season, though, and you needed a good result. I talked about that in the pre-race show, and lo and behold, a second-place finish and battling for a win all race long. Fantastic performance, man.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a bit disappointing it didn't Donington, but it'll be quite a recovery, but this is the way to go, so hopefully can keep a few like this happening.
Just questioning. Sorry, JD, you go.
No, absolutely not, Jake. Take it right away, buddy.
I just wanted to know, Bo, you were stuck up behind the draft of Jared most of that race. Did that tear your fronts up at all? Were you struggling with a bit of draft push there? Or?
Yeah, it was. I mean, I reckon overall Jared had the pace, but towards the end, my car was starting to get a little bit better. But I really had to. I've never had to move the bars so much because, yeah, the front push was pretty bad.
Well, I tell you what, man, a great run, and really proud of the performance, and looking forward to seeing what else you're going to bring in the season. And it's been a good America's season, and it's like I said, it's always a pleasure having you here. And man, I just tell you what, fantastic run. Being in a race or being able to hang with Jared when he had that kind of pace all race long, it's just fantastic, buddy. Especially at the very first time that the Americas has visited Monza, man.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's a really good track, and I think it's going to bring a lot of good racing.
Yes, very impressed with the racing. I'll be honest. I don't think. No, I'll be real honest. I didn't think it was going to be that good. I thought it was going to be a decent race, but I was not expecting it to be that close with those straightaways and the chicanes. I thought it was really going to break the race up, and with it being 26 laps, I was thinking maybe we may have a lot of gaps in the action, but wasn't the case, man. Great racing, and you did a big part of that.
Thank you very much. It's it's a lot to do with the big straights, obviously, but I think the middle section of the track just keeps everyone nice and close. So, no, I really enjoyed it.
Fantastic, buddy. Well, thanks a lot, Bo. As always, a pleasure to have a chat with you, and we look forward to seeing more out of you this season. I know it's going to be a great one and should be up at the top of the points, bud.
Thank you very much.
All right, guys. Bo Cattell, everybody, driver of the Osharam Holden, and let's bring in next to the action. Let's have a word with Sean Kelly. Sean, welcome to the Post Race Show. How are you today, bud?
Hey guys, yeah, right. All things considered, how you guys going?
Oh, doing wonderful. Good to have you here on the Post Race Show, my man. Tell me a little bit about the run there, and we'll get in after that. We'll talk a little bit about the small incident there with Curtis Chipaway that was definitely incidental. But I just wanted to bring it up because of the sportsmanship you showed by seceding the position and letting him get back going.
Yeah, too easy. New track. Hopped on last night and struggled a little bit, but I felt I definitely should have qualified a lot better. Should have been in 47s. So just took it pretty easy. But Constantino gave Ethan Greg Gaunt a smallest little tap into turn one. I don't know if it was lap 2 or what, but anyway, that gave me a bit of car damage, so lost straight line speed, and she was pretty tough from there on out. And had a little battle with Corey. I might have sledged wide a foot or two into him. I don't know. I did a really good look, but so sorry to him if I did. And then, just having an awesome battle. I let Curtis pass because I knew my car was damaged. And then I was behind him. I was like, oh, okay, maybe I can get him. So I started battling with him again, and Val was in the mix, and we was having an awesome battle. And went to do a big fuel save and moment. And I just missed my braking marker and obviously ran into the back of Curtis and turned him around, which is unfortunate. So sorry to Curtis because it ruined and also to Val because we was having a good battle, and I'm sure Val wasn't too disappointed to see us disappear in the past. He would have been enjoying the battle we was having. So but otherwise good little track and bit of fun.
Oh man, it was phenomenal. And I really just, like I said, enjoyed it. You coming off of a win last week and coming here to a brand new track, perform well. I do have a question about the tire, or not the tire, where the fuel saving. This is the first fuel saving race that we've had in a long time, ever since we've had these new cars. And how much did you actually have to save? And if so, how were you saving them? Where on the track can you give a little bit?
I was probably a bit thirsty this week, and I was running 35 gear, and I think some others were running 315. But I was just rolling off before the 300 meter mark, maybe just a little into each of the chicanes and a little before the last turn. With my car damage, made it really doubly hard for me because I had to try and keep up some straight line pace. So it sort of mucked up my fuel saving a bit because I just was lacking a little bit of straight line pace, and I was trying to do my best trying to retain that and also fuel save. So but it wasn't too bad though.
I was just wondering, Sean, I was just looking at the balance of your car. It seemed like you were kind of losing the rear a little bit on the entry to some of the bigger braking zones. I noticed at one point you had a massive moment in front of Vale into the second chicane and nearly sent it up over the curb. Do you care to comment on how the car felt in the rear end?
Quite simply, I was just trying to make up for the car not having the pace because of the damage. So I was just going really deep into the braking zones, and I was pretty good under brakes, and then 1 or 2 moments was just forgetting to put the brake ice forward.
Fantastic. Well, tell you what, man, a wonderful performance, Sean. And as always, buddy, it's good to have you here in the Americas Series this season. We look for big things from you.
So easy. That should be a good one, I reckon.
I do think he still hold on to that lead. I think that finish was definitely good enough to keep you out in front in the points going into week number 4.
Yeah, I think Marlo's already worked it out, 11 points, I think.
I think that's right.
But, there's a few other guys in the mix, I bet, so, no drop rounds, anything can happen, so, yeah.
Absolutely, man. Well, we wish you best of luck next week at my hometown track, baby, Road Atlanta. All right, man. That's it. Let's talk to Ethan Grigg Galt as he got in here, and then we'll bring Sam Sutton in after him. Let's see. All right, welcome to the post-race show. Ethan, how are you?
I'm pretty good, thanks.
And fantastic, buddy. And congratulations on grabbing the podium today. And started third, ended third. Great job for the number 10 Simpit Holden.
Yeah, thanks. It was an interesting race. I've never had to fuel save before, so.
How was that?
I guess that's what it feels like to be a Formula One driver, but lifting, coasting, it's a very new concept to me, so it was interesting.
When you have a track like this where there's tons of straightaways, where can you fuel save?
Just in the large braking zones, you can lift off 100 meters to 50 meters just before the corner, and you'll probably be set and good with the fuel to the end.
Make it sound so easy, huh?
Or you can pretty much just sit behind someone's bumper and use their draft to just kind of offset any lap time difference.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, man, one of the things I wanted to talk about was if I had the award to hand out for Battle of the Race, it was between you and Sam Sutton, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I believe 4 different times you traded third place back and forth, maybe even more than that, and continued to battle one another for the entire 26 laps, the entire duration of the Week 3 race. Tell me about battling with Sam all race.
Oh, yeah. It was a brilliant battle. I reckon it wouldn't have even happened if there wasn't fuel saving in the first place. So, but between the two of us, it kind of switched between when we're attacking and when we're saving, and it just ended up being really good at the end.
Oh, it was outstanding and extremely entertaining. We enjoyed it. That was for sure. I really enjoyed watching both of you guys go at it. We're going to bring in Sam next. Jake, did you have a question for Ethan?
No, I didn't. I just like to congratulate you, Ethan. Some of us guys, and even older guys like Bo and Sean, have been around here for many years now. We're all amazed by the speed you've come out with straight away. So massive congratulations to you, man. You're doing a really good job here.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks.
And Ethan, like I said, congratulations to you as well. That's why I just brought in Sam Sutton, guys. Sam, welcome to the post-race show. How are you today, bud?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you?
Doing good. I was dragging you in there so that you could kind of hear the end of that. We were talking about the battle between you and Ethan Grigg Galt. Really, really phenomenal race. You started back in the 6th position, Sam, and immediately jumped up and just had an unbelievable run and just missed that podium. But back and forth between you and Ethan all race long. I think 4 or 5 times you guys swapped positions. And I said if I had the opportunity to hand out the award for Battle of the Race, it definitely went to you guys today. Phenomenal run between the two.
Yeah, thanks, mate. It was good fun. I actually got a really bad start. I bogged it down entirely, but Ethan got a worse start, which stopped Sean making it 3 wide. So I was able to hang it around there and Marlon slow down. I don't know what was going on there, but easy places and outbraking Corey. It's pretty simple. He braked too early, I'll brake later, but sitting behind Ethan just saved a bit too much fuel, so I went to go hard at the end, and on the last lap in the second chicane, just outbrake myself and hit the skids.
Oh, yeah, fantastic. Yeah, the initial start of the race as far as off the line, yeah, rough one, but the way you bounced back that first lap was unbelievable and had great pace throughout the entire race, Sam.
Yeah, well, the start kind of fell my way a bit. It's just like the draw going too wide into that first chicane, and Marlon decided to block Ethan on the left, which kind of slowed him up to let me roll it on the inside. But yeah, the pace wasn't the issue. It was more making sure I kept hitting that fuel number. And then once I sat in behind Ethan, it was easy to save the rest of the way.
Sam, you're such a great driver, and a lot of the guys have a lot of respect for you because not only are you just a good driver, but you're a very clean driver. No matter how much of a battle you get in with somebody and get close, and a lot of things sometimes to get heated between drivers, but for some reason you seem so cool, calm, and collected through all of it. How's that?
I don't know. Sometimes I'm not calm. You just don't hear about it. But no. I think we had one contact between myself and Ethan, and that was in the first chicane. That was just I carried a bit too much speed in against him. It was just a touch. But yeah, I mean, you got to keep the car clean to finish at home, so that's my goal all the time.
Well, goal accomplished, man. Fantastic run, and congratulations on the fourth place finish. We look forward to seeing what you can do at Road Atlanta next week.
Yeah, cheers, boys.
That's Sam Sutton, everybody, and a great run from him. Let's bring in Curtis Chipaway next, guys, driver of the Grip TV machine. How are you, Kurt?
I'm doing good, JD, man. That was a hell of a race.
It really was. Didn't know quite what to look forward. Our first ever run at Monza on the our first ever run at Monza on the broadcast here in the Americas, and was very, very impressed. And not only impressed with the race, but great performance from you as well, Curtis. Kind of had a really good run between you, Sean, and Vale Riches there at the end of the race. Tell me about the run out there.
Yeah, I didn't get very much practice this week. I've been pretty busy, so I only had about 40 minutes before the race today. So it was quite a race between Sean for a while, and then Vale caught up to us, and then it just went on from there. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it really looked like you guys were having a good time out there, and really not a great qualifying effort out there. I'm not going to say effort because I don't know how you probably put in as best you could, but just a 11th starting position for you. I'm used to seeing you start a little bit higher than that, but what a way to bounce back after that. You took the number 9 machine and put it in a 6th place finish on like I said, about a 4,000 strength of field, which is just unbelievable. Great day out here in week 3 of the 2015 season 2 season.
Yeah, it's really it's really down to Marlon picking the pace up with working on the car when I'm busy. Without him, I definitely wouldn't have been able to get up to 6th there. So shout out to him. It's a good race set.
Yeah, it really was. And like I said, just wanted to say congratulations, a job well done. Looking forward to seeing what you're going to do at Road Atlanta. Want to say that I've seen you do quite well at Atlanta in the past.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to a track I'm actually comfortable at. This is a new track, and it was I'm not good at chicanes, so I'm hoping I can definitely get a better result next week. Looking forward to it.
Well, yeah, Atlanta has become a track that's been a staple here in the Americas series. We visit it every single season, it seems. And so guys are very comfortable there, or at least know the track there quite well. So don't have to put quite as much time and effort into it as, say, a brand new track like Monza. So congratulations again. And now I'm going to bring your teammate in to have a word with him. All right, guys, everybody, let's welcome Mr. Defending Champion. How about it? Marlon McMullen, how are you, sir?
Yeah, not too bad considering, I guess.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the race today. First off, let's talk about qualifying, because you went out there on a qualifying effort. And Marlon, you jump out there and qualify 4th. So a great qualifying run out there. And we had a high strength of field race out there, almost over 4,000 today. And qualified 4th to get out there. And just tell me about the race a little bit, buddy.
Yeah, obviously qualifying the first lap wasn't that good, and I was pretty stressed for the second run, and I was able to clock into 47 thanks, to getting the draft to Curtis just at the end of it. So it started me pretty well off for the race, and yeah, went into it pretty high hopes, I guess, of surviving the first lap, which I did, and made it around, and I think it was the second lap or so. I got a slowdown out of the turn 1 complex, and I think I got 2 slowdowns. I'm not even too sure. So everything just fell apart early on, and then Corey went flying off the track, and he rejoined. So I had to check up, and Sean, I think, might have hit the back of me. So sorry to Sean about that. Just didn't want to put all of us into the wall. So yeah, checked up there, and came into the last corner and had a bit of a stoush with Corey. Unfortunately, I gave him a little bit of a love bite into the last corner. But it was an accident, and came out of it, and just next thing in the wall. So I don't know, it's 2 weeks from 2, so say what you want about it, but I'm pretty upset. So but the upbeaters, I got a lot of points yesterday, so I was able to make some points on my closest rival, so that's the main thing.
Yeah,
That's it.
We talked before the race, and the tension just kind of seemed to build all race long with different things that have been said in practice servers and stuff. So we kind of expected it coming into tonight's race. You did get some great points yesterday, and Sean had a pretty tough race today with Curtis and everybody else. So that's going to keep you right in the fight for points. I wouldn't feel too bad about today. Like I said, you had a really, really good race yesterday. You took home a win with another pretty high strength of field race. So your points this week are going to be pretty good. But I'm pretty sure the incident will probably be looked at, and things will take over. The America Series is, of course, an official V8 Supercars race, so it's actually stewarded by iRacing themselves. So any punishments or anything that get handed down, they actually get handed down from iRacing themselves. So we'll submit everything to iRacing and just kind of let them make the decisions, kind of like last week, and see where it goes from there. But definitely points are good for you this week, so don't be too upset about it. Things happen, races, they can be kind of stressful, and some drivers can deal with that stress better than others.
All right. Well, I think that Jake has something for you as well, Marlon. So go ahead and take the floor, Jake.
Hey, well, I was just wondering, man, you got some awesome speed in this Americas series, and you've always been up the front, man. I was just sort of wondering why you choose to stay away from the Premier Series, because you certainly got the talent and speed for it, man. Why don't you give it a go?
That's a very good question, because Marlon definitely has the speed and the talent for it. It's kind of something I've asked him before, and I'll just let him answer that, because it's definitely an interesting answer.
All right.
All right, it's going to be messed up when you start out with. Go ahead, buddy.
Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love the Premier Series. I have no grudge against it. I think it's fantastically run. Unfortunately for me, I just don't have really the time to commit to another series. I'd love to do it, and I love to go out there with Curtis and all that, and try and do the best job we can do each week, because it's hella competitive. But at the moment, I really love the America Series. And just it clicks with me at the moment, and I love the drivers out there, and I don't know, I just always sort of have been here. You know what I mean? It's just I've been here for so long now, and I just feel like every week it's just sort of my job to rock up and do the best job I can do. So maybe one day I'll give the Premier Series a shot. I'm thinking about doing it sometime this season. I was thinking about doing the Bathurst round with a co-driver. So yeah, it's on my mind. I do think about it each week. So we'll just see what happens over the next few weeks first. Just got to focus on this one. So yeah, plan maybe in the future.
That's awesome to hear, man, because we'd certainly like to see you, but totally understanding, because I know you got a job and whatnot, but yeah, man, that's totally good. You're doing an awesome job in this series, so keep it up, man.
Thank you, Jack.
Fantastic, and like I said, Marlon, look forward to seeing you at the hometown track, Road Atlanta next week, man. You've had plenty of races there in the past, so maybe things can get right back on track next week for you, buddy.
Yeah, Road Atlanta, it's a pretty good track for me. So, I was really fast there last season. So let's see if I can do it again. Let's do it again.
Yes, sir. Sounds good. Well, wish you the best, Marlon. Always a pleasure to talk to you, pal.
Thank you.
All right, guys, let's have a word with Jason Dixon. Have a quick word with him. Jason, welcome to the post-race show. How are you today, sir?
Yeah, I'm really good, thank you.
Fantastic, man. Let's have a little talk about your race today. And really good, man. A great performance. Started 12th, so started out there outside the top 10 in the latter half of the field and worked yourself up into an 8th place finish. Fantastic.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed with my qualifying pace. It was a bit quicker yesterday, but if you can't put a lap together, you don't expect to start down the back. And yeah, I was happy with my race pace. I was able to move up, had a few good battles, and it was definitely a fun race.
And it looked good. It was an absolutely outstanding race, and I have to go ahead and talk about it because it's fresh on the mind. Explain this awesome zombie livery we have going on out there.
Oh, the one this week is my car sponsored by Apparition Technologies. Every week I got a new livery. Just sort of support all the companies that either myself or my partner manage. So yeah, I'm just rotating through one a week. Give a little bit of attention to those guys.
Oh man, now you know we're gonna have to do a livery of the week for you because I love paints. Okay, I love new skins on cars, and as anybody that watches the broadcast knows, I'm always focusing on them because a lot of the guys deserve the coverage of their sponsors or whoever they're trying to show, and they deserve to be shown on the broadcast up close. And so I always do that. But today, so I was out there and saw the livery on your car and thought it was pretty cool. So yeah, man, we'll give it the livery of the day. How about that?
Thank you very much.
Also want to mention your videos. You've been making the crash highlights of the week videos. Good job on those. I watched the one that you did for last night's race. I didn't realize there was quite so much action last night, and your video definitely did a great job highlighting all that incidents on track.
And apparently I missed a few as well, so I'm going to have to pay better attention when I make the next one. Yeah, I'm going to do them every week if there's enough incidents, mainly over the strength of field races. It's not to highlight anyone or anything negative, it's just for a good laugh and sort of some fun doing it. So I won't be naming names on it or blaming who's at fault, so there's nothing to worry about there.
Well, that's awesome, man. Yeah, that's really cool. And like I said, look forward to having you here with us for the remainder of the Americas season. It's been a pleasure having you here, Jason.
Thank you very much. I'll try and make more races, but I'm a bit busy with work at the moment, so hopefully I can get some more time off.
Man, I tell you what, a lot of people don't realize the commitment it is for sim racing, especially in a series. Sometimes we have work and other things in life that really jump in and make it difficult. So it's like I said, man, just do the best you can. We are happy to have you here in the series and a great run tonight here at our very first run at Monza.
Thank you very much. Have a good day, guys, and thanks for telecasting again. It's great.
Thanks, Jason.
Absolutely, buddy. All right, guys, we are here today. How's everybody doing? And it's happy to have you guys here on the post-race show. I believe we had to cut her a little short last week, if I recall. If we didn't, I felt like it was shorter. But anyways, lo and behold, it's good to have everybody here today. And I'm excited, man. We are officially 3 weeks done in the series. And this has already been a stellar start to our season. We have had 3 races that each one of them could be equal or if not better than our best race last season already. What do you think contributes to that?
I think it's getting close. We raced 3 races, 3 different winners, and if I remember rightly, last season had a lot of different winners too, right? So yeah, it just shows things are just getting closer and closer, and yeah, good times ahead.
Yeah, exactly. It is. You have 3 different winners, so you're going into each week not knowing who's going to come in. Anybody can win these races. It's going to keep the point standings extremely close and down to the wire. And for all our viewers out there, and by the way, y'all don't know, you have a lot of viewers that have been watching these races each and every week, and I believe that the viewership is going to continue to grow with races like this. And it's exciting to see. Nobody wants to watch a series where one racer goes out and dominates each and every week. Let's be honest. What happens when a racer dominates each and every week? You get a lot of haters, and they're going to come in. They get bored with it. It's happened in everything I've ever seen. It happened with Jimmy Johnson in NASCAR. It happened with Sebastian Vettel from what I've heard and seen. It's happened with several different drivers. When you have a series that's dominated by 1 or 2 drivers, it makes it boring for the fans. But when you come into a series where you have anybody can come in at any given time and win a race, you really have something to root for, and you really have some exciting. It's going to go down to the wire. It's anybody's day. And I think that's what's making our series just that much better this season. The competition has been getting closer and closer each and every race, nonetheless each and every season. I think we've gotten this series to where it is really top notch.
Oh, it's just been so fantastic. Last season, with Marlon winning the championship, Marlon hadn't won a race for an entire year up to the point he won the last 2 races of the season. But yeah, he had won his third championship, but it's hard to believe that he hadn't won a race for an entire year clear up into that point. So that's showing the competitiveness of this series, and it's just unbelievable. Yeah, now we've got Sean Kelly coming in here, really putting in a heck of a run for the championship, and Jared Philsell coming in for a race tonight, doing absolutely stellar job. He and Bo Cattell, a great race tonight. So the talent just keeps coming in, and I would like to see him stay for the entire season because I think it would be a great run for the season, for the series championship. But even when they just come in for a race or two, like Jared, it makes the series so fantastic. It's so great. The excitement this season has been higher than it's ever been.
Oh, it has continued to get higher and higher. And guys, like Kane just said, I just keep getting excited about where this thing is going, and we've got so much talent that's working its way up. You really can't afford to really slack off in this series. You have to continue to try to stay on top. I was very proud of what Marlon did. I didn't realize it was almost quite a year until he had a win. I remembered that he had a time of some difficulties with the cars, and it just shows you that hard work and working pays off. And that's for anybody. I mean, look at what Ethan Griggault has done coming in here. Some guys just have that natural ability when they find the car, and it is truly exciting when you see somebody that can just get in the V8, which most people in the world struggle with tremendously. And he has been able to come in here and really make a name for himself. It's been exciting, guys. You got a lot to look forward to in this series. What do you guys have, or what's been on your minds this past week? And again, let's not all jump out to talk on the radio here.
I think with Monza being such a tough track, I think everybody's this week has just been focused on learning a brand new track and trying to get the most speed out of it that they can. And this week is really, it's been much more than just, for all these other races in the season, everybody really knows the track. They've got a setup that works pretty good. But this week being a brand new track, we've seen more drivers on the track than ever before, for as long as I can remember. Even on a Thursday night race, we had 3 splits of races because people wanted to get a test race in on the track. And so I think this week everybody really super focused on Monza.
Yeah, absolutely. Track knowledge is probably the biggest part typically. So yeah, new track does take a few hours. I mean, when you go to a track every month or every season, yeah, sometimes you can be just about fully up to speed in about 40 minutes. But new track, yeah, definitely 2-3 hours minimum.
Wow, a lot of people really don't realize the amount of time it takes to get a track down and to get the speed up to what you guys run at. It's really, really time consuming. All right, guys. Well, fantastic run out there at Monza. I guess I would ask you guys what your thoughts were of Monza, but I think it's quite plain to see this track was awesome, guys.
Yeah, I can't agree more. I think that there were so many of us that came into this track thinking that it was going to be a very track that wasn't going to be a good setup or a good combination for the V8 Supercar. But once we got the car on the track, we seen that this track was really a lot of fun, and it brought a lot of intensity. And so I think most people probably are going to leave Monza with a pretty good impression of the track and car combination.
I think it's really exceeded everyone's expectations. It put together an awesome race. You had your Bo and Jared battle up the front, and then you had the Sam and Ethan battle, and then you had the awesome battle between Curtis, Sean, and Vale. It was just awesome racing to watch and a great way to start Monza out in this series. It'll certainly bring more people around next season to race here for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Go ahead, Sean.
Oh yeah, pretty intense track. It's got a good flow about it. It's a little bit like, I don't know, maybe a little bit like Watkins with chicanes or something. But yeah, thought it would be a good one to race, and yeah, proved to be quite fun.
It is amazing how much you can cut some of these chicanes here and the curbs. That surprised me a little bit.
Yeah, it was nice that they were quite lenient iRacing, where some of the tracks like Spa, yeah, they don't give you much to play with, do they?
Well, no, go ahead. I was just gonna say, what comes to mind is Montreal with the slowdowns. With that track, and it looks like Monza is a lot more lenient as far as jumping the chicane curbs.
Yeah, that's what I was going to touch on, JD, is they didn't mess it up, the chicanes here, like they did in Montreal, and you can actually use the extra bit of road they built onto the track, so we can use the exit curves now without the risk of getting that constant 1x.
It kind of opens up the track too for different styles of setup too. Because while I was racing Sam, I could notice his car was set up a lot softer because he'd catch up to me everywhere we had to smash curbs. But because I had a stiffer car, I'd just leave him for dust in all the sweeping corners. So it's pretty interesting dynamic there.
That really is. Well, like I said, I'm pretty stoked with the track. It's beautiful, by the way. I think that iRacing did a wonderful job, and like I said, they nailed it. They really did. And it seems like all the new content that we've had since Bathurst has really been right on the money. I know we had some guys that didn't really like the Circuit of the Americas, but I don't think that track was. I mean, it's not made for this car. I was actually surprised when the actual real world V8s went there, because that is definitely a Formula One or open wheel track. But other than that, as far as the tracks is the way that they're built and the way that they drive, they're unbelievable. They look really, really good. They feel really good, and they've raced really well. I mean, Donington was an unbelievable race last week, and it's one of the newer ones, of course, Monza today. And I just think that iRacing has done a lot of things excellent.
Yeah.
Kane mentioned. Go ahead, Sean. I was going to bring up something.
Oh, I was just going to say, yeah, Coda looks awesome, and I think a lot of people really come around to Coda. They quite enjoy it now. I know I do, and I always just like track variety. So when you go to a different track, and this is one thing I realised when I hopped onto iRacing, is that no two corners are alike. It's just amazing how different every single corner is.
Yeah, it Coda grows on you.
And it is a beautiful track. They did such a good job. The colors are excellent on that track. It really is a beautiful track. As some of the turns there just ain't. I just can't get them figured out. That's why I don't like the track more. More that I'm a horrible driver rather than the track's bad. But it is a beautiful track, and we've got the Nordschleife coming. Can you even imagine? I can't really say the name of that track very good, but whatever the name of that track is, it's coming, and it's going to be awesome.
Is it Nord's? Is it Nord's Chief or Nordschleife? I think you did it right, Kane. I'm not even sure. But I want to say this before I forget it. A couple of weeks ago, guys, I don't know if you remember, Kane had mentioned about iRacing releasing a video that kind of touched on the future of the UI in iRacing and the way that iRacing is trying to plan on moving in the near future. I don't know if you guys had a chance to watch that. If you haven't had a chance already, I challenge you to go watch it. It's on iRacing's YouTube page, and I'm sure it's probably on the forums, but unbelievable where this sim is trying to go. And it's just I'm so excited about the future of iRacing. I've been a member for going on 2 years now, and that's it. And just the changes that I've seen in the 2 years that I've been here has been humongous from where I've when I first got here. And when we make the switch, because iRacing, you don't have to have a supercomputer to run it. I mean, my God, like Kane knows, I run it off of a laptop, guys, and I shouldn't, but I do for now. And can you imagine where this sim is going to be when they make the update to DirectX 11? And I think that the graphics are just going to be so beautiful. The tracks are going to be beautiful. The detail is going to really bring a whole nother level to the simulator experience, because visuals do mean something, whether people tell you that or not. When you have a true simulator, and you want it to feel real, you want it to look real, and the more and more realistic it gets, it's going to just be that much better, especially from our end as far as broadcast goes. Kane's got our broadcast looking gorgeous now. It's so smooth, compared to where it once was. It's smooth. The cameras look good. The audio's good. And that's...
You know what? Yesterday, whenever I went to do a little test, kind of a special broadcast for the third split on the Thursday race, I noticed when I went into my settings that I didn't even have the cars turned on the 20, whatever, the extra high definition textures or whatever. I didn't even have those turned on. I turned those on for today's race, and what a major difference that makes. Those cars just looked fantastic.
Oh man, I can't wait to see it.
I admit, I've got quite a few of my graphics turned down. I know, like, Emerson's the same, and wouldn't surprise me if a few other people are, because last thing you want is a bit of stutter, so yeah, all you really care about is track service, seeing curves and the bumper in front of you. But yeah, sure, I reckon it's going to look awesome when they bring that out, and then next up, dynamic track surfaces. That's going to be huge.
Yeah, I heard rumor that they're really working hard on dynamic track surfaces, so hopefully they can get that going soon. I know the Oval guys are really looking forward to that.
That's going to change the entire oval dynamic completely. When you're talking about going out onto a green track and you go down and lay some rubber down, you're talking about you can actually get a train of cars to make a groove. When you have rubber on a high line, you can actually invent a groove on certain ovals. And I imagine we'll see that same kind of thing with dynamic tracks right here in the V8 Supercars. You get some guys out there laying some rubber down and adding some added grip, or even too much rubber, and it could become slick almost. And so it's so much different things that can happen with dynamic track surfaces. It's going to change the game completely.
What I'm waiting for is the rubber off the tires that can get out and cause the goofballs out on the outside of the main lane of traffic, that cars can get in and lose traction, like we see every week in the NASCAR series, and of course you see it in the road courses too, where just the tires break apart and all that rubber ends up off the racing line, and you get out there in it and just lose all your traction and end up going for a ride.
Do you guys remember, I think it was when they were getting ready to release Circuit of the Americas, iRacing released a teaser picture. And one of the pictures that featured on the teaser was it showed some tires. I believe it was on an open wheel car, and it showed the car going through gravel or something, and it had picked up the tire debris. Do you guys remember that?
Yes. Yep.
That is something that has just kind of imprinted in my head, and it's been something that I've been waiting to be added to the sim for ages, is that feature, because a lot of you guys don't realize it. But when you watch the broadcast, watch back, a lot of you guys on exit sometimes will get into the sand, and in real life, that would bring a little bit of debris to your tires, and it would affect the way that you guys would drive going into the next turn. And I know that it may add another layer of small difficulty to the sim, but it is a realistic factor added to it, and I think it would be unbelievable to have that. I mean, it wouldn't last long. It doesn't take long for a race car to get that debris off of it, but at least for the next turn or two, it would affect the handling of the car, so you would have to be aware of what's on your tires. So it's just another little tiny thing that iRacing could add that would add more realism to the sim. And it's something that I also... Yeah. It's also something I don't think is real far away, guys. I really don't think it's that far away. I don't know what iRacing has planned over the next build. In fact, out of all the people in this room, I'm probably the least aware of what's coming. But you'd have to think that that'd be something they're focused on.
I think they'll need one with the other, so they won't bring out dynamic surfaces until DX11 is done. They'll probably maybe be able to bring that at the same time.
I would bring up the whole mobile iRacing deal, leaving PC to go to mobile, but I'm pretty sure nobody fell for that.
What?
Some did. Some people did. There was someone on the forum going off his nuts about how he'd spent $1,000 on the sim and how he wants a refund and all this sort of stuff.
Oh no.
Oh no. Now that is a terrible rumor.
Oh, it's JD is always so far behind on
I
iRacing
am. I'm
news.
so far behind,
Yeah,
man.
And then there's one
iRacing.
guy going, I'm gonna have to get 2 extra phones so I can do triple streams.
Yeah.
Yeah, the iRacing did an April Fool's joke where they released a whole media packet for iRacing Mobile and how it's the new emerging market and how they're really gonna shift their focus from PC simulator more to a mobile video game. And yeah, it was pretty funny.
Oh my God!
It
I
was
can only
pretty
imagine.
obvious. I thought it was obvious from as soon as they started the video almost that it was an April Fool's joke, but apparently some wasn't as quick to pick up on that fact.
I can only imagine the forums and the I got a family friendly language, but the complaining and whining and oh my gosh, I can only imagine, guys.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Only a select few people fell for it, but yeah. April Fools always, or April 1st always brings out a whole lot of those April Fools deals, and some companies do it really good and really fool you for a second until you realize what day it is, and other companies not so good. I think iRacing's was kind of right in the middle there. It was definitely a good effort, but just not quite convincing enough.
They made it believable for the people who have no idea what's going on, but
Yeah, maybe
if you knew
newer
what was going
people.
on, yeah, definitely.
They really ruined it when they said that they're postponing the Nürburgring to do it. That's when I was like, yeah, this isn't true.
Yeah, and when he mentioned that they could be working on dirt, but instead they're going to work on mobile. I mean, a couple things they said really made it completely obvious. I mean,
Yeah, there was a few times where he's turning the phone, but the wheel's not moving at all. But I picked up on that. Thought
yeah,
that was
you
pretty
could
average.
tell he was playing a video on the phone, but just trying to pretend to go along with it. Yeah.
Playing
that input lag though.
Gosh, dude, I could only imagine what people would do. I wouldn't mind if iRacing made a mobile app.
Oh, April Fool's Day was just horrible for me. Everybody was trying to play April Fool's Day. Of course, my 17-year-old daughter, actually did have a doctor's appointment, and so I get a call from the doctor's office. Of course, her being a 17-year-old girl, I got the whole cliche of "Daddy, I'm pregnant," and I knew right away. I had just got done watching the iRacing video, so my senses were quite aware. And so I was able to pretend, oh, really? Oh, that's so fantastic. I'm so excited. What?
Sam,
You're excited?
Sam pulled one on me. Good old Sam, my teammate.
Tell us about it. Tell us about it. I want to hear.
Well, you know, Oran Park and V8 Scops is next week, so I've done a few laps trying to get a good time, put a little setup together. Sam puts up a setup and says he's done a time 3/10 quicker than me on a race fuel. I tried this setup, spent 120 laps on it trying to get to this time, and I'm like, man, this is ridiculous. And he's like, you know what? That setup was my Mosport set, and it's terrible, and I've done nowhere near that time.
Oh,
Stenny and I wanted to kill him. It was terrible.
Yeah, that's funny, man. I tell you what, one that happened to me is Wednesday, or obviously that was when April Fool's was. I do trivia every Wednesday. I host it at a place, and I have a lot of equipment that I have to set up, and a PA system, a laptop, bunch of stuff. And so I'm unloading the car, and I didn't even think about what day it was. I hadn't been fooled all day or anything like that. And I'm getting out and loading up, and as I grab my last piece of equipment, the owner of the place I'm at comes out, and it's serious as a heart attack, goes, "What are you doing here, man?" And I said, "I'm setting up for trivia." I was like, what's wrong?" He goes, "I told you we weren't doing trivia anymore." He's like, I was pretty sure I told you that straight to your face last week. And I was like, no, you didn't. I was like, I wish you would have told me before I just set everything up. I got pissed. And he was like, "Calm down, calm down." And I was like, "What?" He goes, "He's like, it's April Fool's, just chill out." But yeah, man, I was mad.
Yeah, you want to make somebody mad, fire them after they went through all that trouble. That'll get them going. I can just imagine.
Until they tell their boss what they really think.
Yeah, ouch. Yeah,
Yeah, I was mad. Not only was I thinking I'd unloaded everything for nothing, I was thinking now I'm not getting paid either. So, gosh. But anyways, guys, excited about the future of iRacing. And yeah, man, I am stoked. I have no clue what's coming next and really don't care. I kind of like being surprised. I used to look it up. Y'all remember I used to ask you guys, what's next? What's next? But I just kind of like waiting for week 13 and being surprised.
I think they keep it discreet as well, what they're going to release until a few weeks coming up to week 13, which is a good surprise because you don't want to know something that's coming and then you have to wait a full season for it. It's quite annoying.
Yeah, and then if you don't get it, you get disappointed, and it's. I think that's what a lot of people do on the forums. That's why they complain so much. Is they get anticipated for something and they think it's coming, and then when iRacing has to delay it, they get mad at iRacing, and it's not fair, man. I hate that.
It's definitely like the whole Project Cars and Grand Theft Auto on PC deal, how it's been delayed several times now, and people are really
guys,
going at it.
Thanks for even saying Project Cars. I've been anticipating Project Cars for months now, and the full release, and it originally was supposed to be released in November 2014, and they delayed it, and I understood. I was like, okay, understood. They said it would be out in March, St. Patrick's Day release date. And so it gets to March, and they say, well, guys, we're going to have to delay it to April. So April gets here, and we find out that now it's mid-May or sometime in May that it will be out. And I'm just like, you know what, I'm not even going to look forward to it. If it gets here, great. If it doesn't, great, because I just keep getting upset waiting for it to come out.
Another one that kept under the covers in terms of iRacing is Imola. I mean, they announced Imola and Monza at the same time, so I presume Imola will be soon.
I forgot about Imola. You're absolutely right. They just kind of thrown that under the covers there.
I imagine that's probably going to be one for the next release, unless they've shelved it for Nürburgring or something. But yeah, they did announce it at the same time as Monza.
I suspect they'll want to get Nürburgring out as quickly as possible because people will be getting really impatient with what they're going to release.
No, notice. Oh, sorry, Jeff.
I suspect they'll release the Aston Martin GT3 car with the track when they release it.
Yeah, looking at what their announcement was. Well. Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. Probably see both those right around the same time as the Nürburgring race that they went to last year.
That makes good sense.
I don't think they'll push it out that quickly. That's pretty seen as they only just sort of announced that they've got it. I don't know if they finished laser scanning, but that must be a massive project to put a track like that together.
They actually did the laser scanning. They got it all done in one day. They used a new vehicle. What? Yeah, they used this new vehicle tool that they actually, as far as what I could tell from the reports, they hired it done in a car with the laser scanner on it, drove around the track, and laser scanned it all in one day. And then they'll be able to convert that over to their software or whatever.
Yeah, I wonder whether it's slightly less resolution. Not that it probably won't matter much though at all, because they have to process it and even out the resolution anyway, so it probably won't make much difference.
Yeah. Well, you know what? If that is the case, guys, and let's just say that it works out great, this could be incredible for getting tracks done because they can get these scans done in a day. That means more scans, more tracks in a less amount of time.
I think it was Nürburgring specific.
Okay, so
the car machine thing, because they hired it done from another company that does it. So I think
it would have cost
iRacing does it themselves, I think they'll just use their standard scanners that they use on all the ovals and stuff.
Because I think some of the other games like Forza or whatever, have used similar techniques, but like 1 centimeter rather than 1 millimeter. But probably doesn't matter much.
Oh, it couldn't. A centimeter variance compared to if you just lay that out on the track, it wouldn't matter hardly at all. So yeah,
especially
if they
at
do
the
that,
speed you're traveling.
yeah, I would say you could have a couple centimeters variance, and you'd still have the bumps in the same spot.
I play Forza 5 on the Xbox One, and the tracks are gorgeous, y'all. They're absolutely breathtaking. Bathurst is on there, Sebring, Yas Marina, which is a track I wish we would get here, and Abu Dhabi. It's absolutely stunning. It's fun to drive on, but Forza is surprisingly beautiful, breathtaking. It really is. The job that they did. And I didn't know until Kane actually told me that they laser scan their tracks too. And I mean, you can tell they're spot on. And what brought up that whole conversation was when I first got Forza, I was telling Kane just how good of a job that Forza did at the tracks. I was like, you would not tell the difference as far as the track, the way it feels in Forza, not the physics, but just the way the track feels. In Forza, it's identical to iRacing. It just looks, honestly, it looks better in Forza 5. And Kane told me that Forza actually laser scans their tracks too. And I didn't know that, but guys, if iRacing could just get the beauty, the breathtaking light transformation, and things like
There's
that.
a lot missing. Whenever you're not using DirectX 11, there's a lot that you miss out on. The tessellation, the amount of lines that it uses to build the image that you see. It's like, I don't know, like 140 times more lines, or something extraordinary in DirectX 11. And so the details, you can see each blade of grass rather than a picture of grass. It's just DirectX 11 is leaps and bounds ahead of DirectX 10. And so when iRacing does make that shift, it's going to be like a whole new game.
I tell you what, one of the things that I am so impressed with, and I haven't seen it yet in person. I've seen videos of it being done and things like that. But one of the things that Project Cars focused on in their game, or their whatever sim, whatever they want to call it, is they are focusing on the pits for each car specific. The pits, they want it to be perfect. They want the variation to change during the course of a race, whether real life things that happen in real life, things messing up on the car, mess up in the sim. But the big thing is the daylight transition. If you go out on a track at 8 in the morning, it's going to have more grip than if you go out there at 2 o'clock at noon when the sun's beating down on the track. And so it's time variance as well as dynamic weather. The weather model and rain is absolutely gorgeous. If you guys haven't seen it yet, you can go to YouTube and just type in Project Cars Dynamic Weather and look at some of the actual gameplay. I mean, you can watch the beautiful trailers too, but they actually have gameplay that you can go look at. It's stunning. I mean, absolutely stunning. If we get that on iRacing one day, which I know we will, my goodness.
And that's the thing with the competition, that if Project Cars ever should get released, it's got the things it's got going for it is the dynamic days and the dynamic weather. The rest is being done or has been done, the laser scan tracks and everything. But those two things are going to be game changers, and I think that iRacing is probably going to do the best that they can to compete with that. We've got different day settings in the game now, where you can set it for morning, noon, night, whatever. And we've got different weather-ish, different fog levels and
like, buddy, but this is like, and then like that makes me think of this. and competition is good for sims and games and everything in life. Competition brings out the best in companies. And one thing that Project Cars has is they have licensed the 24-hour Le Mans in Project Cars. So for them to do that, they wanted a true 24-hour experience. You'll be able to run the 24-hour Le Mans licensed in Project Cars, and you'll start at whatever they start at in real life, or you can just set it to start whenever you want to, but the day will change. You will start at day, and you can run an actual 24-hour race, or you can scale it down if you want. If you want to turn that into like a 2-hour race because of real-world time, you can do so. And
Right.
it will run.
And-
It will run through the full day cycle. So you'll go through. You'll have to count for variables in weather, time of day to nighttime, back to day again, and those are things that your engineer will actually you will actually be telling you in the sim. And if you have any type of voice program, they have it set up already where you'll be able to talk to your engineer with voice commands and pull up weather charts or weather reports. They'll give you weather reports and different things. You can tell them that you want to come in on a pit stop. Just really cool things that are just neat gadgets that we could one day have
I can
on
tell
iRacing.
you that iRacing's answer to that, where they went out and got Le Mans. iRacing went out and got Nürburgring. So when iRacing does implement these things, they've already got Nürburgring in the bag to be able to do the full Nürburgring race. So
Hip hip hooray, baby.
iRacing is not blind to their competition, and I guarantee they're working hard to be able to do these same things.
Yeah, they're holding true. And they just need a bit more awareness, and hopefully it'll come. But yeah, competition's always good, and yeah, we'll all be having a crack at Project Cars. But yeah, which should be all in all, sim racing's going to be a pretty exciting future, isn't it?
It really is.
The future is looking great for sim racing, and I think that competition is going to help bring out the very best in all the sims.
Because no matter what, and, the competition may bring it out and it's going to look beautiful, but when it comes down to physics and actual realism, nobody does it like iRacing. And I tell you what, the competition will help bring it to iRacing, but iRacing's going to do it right, just kind of like driver swaps, just like with physics and everything else that iRacing has done right.
Yeah, and that's it. Where Project Cars is going to have their alternating daytime, nighttime thing, and they're going to have a couple things that work good for them. What iRacing has done better than anybody so far is the multiplayer experience, and so far it's not looking like anybody's going to be able to come close to that.
Oh, no. Nobody can touch it. iRacing has it nailed. Well, boys, does anybody have anything that they'd like to bring to the table for tonight's show? I know we've been kind of going on for a little while with talks of things in the future when really the present is wonderful. It's just hopes and dreams of things that can come down the road. But guys, I've been truly enjoying broadcasting this series. It has been a wonderful experience. And it seems, it's not something we're just saying because it sounds good, but it's the honest to God truth. This series continues to get better and better. It's always felt like home. I really liked what Marlon said earlier when he was talking about he really just enjoys being here in the Americas series because that's how I feel. I know that's how Kane feels. We enjoy being here.
The drivers, when they come to race here, they know they're going to have a good time, with the exception of the last couple weeks where things, I don't know, it just kind of went backwards. But the drivers enjoy coming. They know they're going to have a good, fun race, and they're going to enjoy themselves. The competition is there, but it's not so I don't know. So, God, that word is just slipping my head. It's just not so crazy where people are getting real mad at each other and things like that.
Right. Out of control.
Out of control. There you go. And so people really enjoy coming and racing in the series, and it's fun for them. Where maybe another series may not be as fun because the competition may be just so intense, or some of the drivers just hard to deal with, or whatever reason. They a lot of drivers know that they can come to the Americas and have a good time and enjoy themselves.
Fantastic, guys. Well, like I said, is there anything else you guys have left or anything you'd like to say this week before we close out? All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming in. I really enjoyed talking to you all. And just wanted to let you guys know, if you haven't done so already, Kane and me both would love for you guys to go over to our brand new Facebook page at Facebook.com/All Jacked Up Radio and become friends with us on there and really help support our brand new endeavor, our new radio show. It has really been a true, just a learning experience. And it's been bigger and more successful than we ever could have imagined in the first month of existence. And we're going to continue to work on that show and continue to pray that it grows. And we want you guys to be a part of that success and that growth. And we really want your support. So
yeah, next week on probably Tuesday, we're going to record it. We actually got a V8 Supercars segment that we got to do to catch up on the V8 Supercars action.
That's it, and it's going to be really fun, and I'm going to, in fact, it would be really cool to probably get us a true Australian on there for that segment. We may talk about doing something like that, but I really want you guys to go give it a listen if you haven't already. It would really mean the world to Kane and me. Just head over and listen to it. You can listen to it on the website, and that goes for the viewers watching this as well. Head over to www.alljackedupradio.com. That's www.alljackedupradio.com. And you can listen to every single one of our episodes right there on the website, even on your mobile device. No matter what mobile device you use, it is compatible. Kane has done an awesome job making it to where it is compatible to listen on any mobile device. And but if you're an avid iPhone user and you love using iTunes, all you have to do now is we're on iTunes, but we're also on the podcast app that comes on any Apple product. It is just called the Podcast app, and it's already on there. It's already installed, and you just typed All Jacked Up. It's actually already predetermined in the search bar, and you just click on it, and you're right there, guys, and you subscribe, and you get every episode sent right there to your phone, and we're just literally a click away. And we just hope you guys listen to us on your drive to work or drive home from work or at work. It doesn't matter. Just sitting around the house, messing around on the computer. Give us a listen in the background. I tell you what, it just means a lot to us. Become a part of the show. And if you want to ask us a question that we'll answer on the air, let us know. And just send it out to our Facebook page, and we'll get it answered on the air. And won't be long. We'll have you on the air with us on phone, and just a lot of stuff coming. So go check out alljackedupradio.com or our Facebook page, guys, at facebook.com/alljackedupradio. Also, for those want to help out Kane and me try to get ourselves over to the other side of this wonderful planet and head to go see our good friends in Australia, there's still ways to support us. You can head over to www.bathurstorbus.com and check out that amazing website that Kane has put together there. It is a fund me site where you guys can go and donate anything that you would like. All is welcome and very, very much sincerely appreciated to try to help us on our journey over to the Bathurst 1000. It's been a dream of both of ours, and we're trying to make that a reality. And like I said, everything helps. So that's www.bathurstorbust.com, and we sure do appreciate that, guys, as always. Well, everybody, thank you so much once again. We have completed another episode, or not episode, listen to me, that's the radio show in me, but another broadcast here of the V8 Supercar America series presented by V8s Online. And I want to thank all the drivers for coming in for post-race discussion and interviews. It was a wonderful race out there. Congratulations is in order for our winner of the race, Jared Filsell. Phenomenal performance. And, of course, Bo Cattell right there with him the entire race. And we got to give another shout-out to our battle of the race. Was unbelievable. Really, really, really incredible race, guys. Go give it a watch if you come in late, or give this show right now a rewind and watch it from the beginning. Well, once again, I'm JD Smith, Kane Craft with me. A big thanks to Jake Burton for coming in as a special guest tonight. And you guys have a great night. We'll be back live same time next week as we tackle Road Atlanta. Y'all have a great night. Contact free! Close, contact free!
Muggleton just has to cross over this crest. He will cross the line and will win the championship.